Hello, hello. Oh, I'm going to put Spotify way lower for you all. Here we go. Hello. Hope you had a good Thursday and a good Friday as well. Let me put that light out for you. That light back on. Here we go. And Spotify a bit lower for me because that is still loud in my ears. Here we go. Hope everyone had a nice middle of the week. Hello, Nan. I spent all of yesterday basically redoing my whole portfolio. which was fun. Was definitely fun. Didn't at all annoy me to have to do that, but it was long overdue, so I really needed to do that. Yeah, I had to like re-download everything, re-put everything on my computer in files and stuff to like have all it be organized, re-put everything in the website, re-change all of the pages because I didn't like the way they were put together anymore. I calculated, I think it took me like 8 hours or something to do the full thing. I did went on the break to go eat and stuff, but still. So I'm very glad that that's done. Not gonna lie. But yeah, today we're going to continue the Valkyrie illustration because I had no time to finish that because I was redoing my portfolio mostly. But I did do something though for stream, which I'm very happy I finished. I finally did. I did the bathroom break animation. It's very simple. I made it extremely simple because I started doing it and I was like, let's do something simple. But that way now, when I go to the bathroom, there's something on the screen and I don't need to like put a word or something over anywhere. That's good. Let's go here. Let's open my iPad. And let's put the iPad back on because I didn't have time to before stream. So, here we go. Why is it so big? What's happened? Here we go. Usually, yeah, I know why is that? Because I usually have an iPad specific one, and then I deleted it because I was like, I can just use the same for everything. Like, I don't need to have 20 fucking files on thing in my OBS, but change the size, of course, because I used it for something else before. But yeah, here we were for the Valkyries. So I still have to finish this Valkyrie. I have a little bit of this one to finish. Here's the knee. And then I have the 3 animals to do and the number, and we'll be fine. Hello, Business Grips. I don't know if I'll have time to do everything tonight, but I will try. I will for sure try. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to try to go. The thing is with these, I love the texture that the pencil brush gives, but it takes forever to do anything with it because you have to like really grip on your pen and really go ham with it. But the good thing is that I finally did a homemade little grip thing for my Apple Pencil. So it's like, it has a bigger base. So my hand is not as gripped on it. So that's good for my wrist health. Because my days lately have been very much me drawing or playing guitar. And then doing the other things the rest of the time. So it's great for me, but it's hell for my wrists on both hands. So having a little bit of wrist support is not bad. Here we go. Like this. Yeah, that's fine. I remember how the sandals were. I won't need reference for this part, but I'll need a reference for the animals later on. I added a little section in my portfolio that's just that project because I've been like, instead of before where I just had like kind of everything on one page, I did like little different pages for different projects. So I did one for the fantasy calendar. There's not much in it now because, you know, I only did 2 months, but it's exciting to do that. We'll get to like build on with time. That's nice. Here we go. Wish I had an owl on my head. Me too. I mean, I do by the power of the internet and my own creativity, but God, do I wish that. I love owls so much. I identify with them a lot. They seem very smart, but they're very... they're little guys. They do their best. I love watching videos of owls and then remembering that they are a symbol for wisdom, because what the fuck? They just seem smart, but there's not much going up there. I don't know if you can't see him as well, but I do also have in the little PNG Trooper, I do also have a little crow in my hood, which is all nice and snuggled in there. Incredible for him. There's a Ninjas of the Birds, that is true. Which is very fun for an all-white bird. I mean, they're not all white, but... When I went to Germany 2 years ago, we went to like a... Not a zoo, but like a kind of a forest temple animal thing, shelter thing. Like a natural reserve kind of thing. I don't know if you said that in English, but who cares? And so we went there and they had an aviary. Yeah, so like a place for the birds. And they did a little show with the birds, which was really nice. And I spent the entire show having to look at my friend for them to translate me what was happening, because I do not speak German. But it was really nice. And at the end of the show, they brought, because they did a few owls, because it was a lot of, they would bring out a bird. There were owls, there were eagles, and then the bird would fly over the audience and then come back to get snacks and stuff from the trainers. And then they brought back the owls again so that we could pet them. And so I had the extreme luck and chance to be able to pet an owl, which was the greatest day of my life, probably. One of the greatest days of my life, probably. And my friend, Algernon, in their kindness and loveliness, knowing how much I fucking love owls and seeing me so excited to have pet the owl, when the trainer went away, waited a little bit and then asked for the trainer to come back so I could pet the owl a second time. And that was a great day. That was a really good day. That was a really, really good day. And they also had little fuckers, the little noodly guys, not birds, mammals, but I can't remember the name. Ferrets. They had ferrets as well, and they brought out ferrets for us to pet as well, which was really cool. I was having a great day that day, and we walked in the woods and stuff. It was really cool. We saw a bunch of animals, but the fact that we could pet some of them, unexpected, made me very happy, especially because owls are not animals that really like pets. From what I understand, they're not the most tactile, because of course. So the fact that we had, like, they had owls that were fine with being touched by people and stuff, very thankful. They seem to be, like, very well treated and very well taken care of and stuff, so I'm very happy for them. Yeah, it was a very good day. Such cute killing machine. I agree. I mean, to be fair, most of my favorite animals, I feel like... That's not true, actually. I was going to say most of my favorite animals are predators, but that's not true, because my favorite animals are owls, crows, of course, but also cats. But I also really love deers and rabbits. So it's kind of a 50-50. I was like, oh, it's mostly just rabbits that are not, like, predators. But no, there's others. Deers also don't go and hunt. So it's kind of a 50-50. Yeah, it was a really nice day. Yeah, it's hard with animals, isn't it? I constantly find more to be my favorites. It's hard, like, anytime you see a cute video of a new one, you're like, oh, fuck. I just stay, I'm like, I've decided, so I have to stay on them. Doesn't matter now. Du jour, yeah. L'animal du jour. No, that will be the middle strap, so here we go. Yeah, like just I've never had a rabbit, but I'm really want one in the future, of course, and I'm so excited because I've only got to pet one rabbit in my life, and it was the greatest experience. I've had cats multiple times though. Never mine actually, but I've had to live with cats multiple times, and it was really nice. And I am very excited for the next time it happens, because like I love cats so much. I think I did maybe too many of them. No, it's fine. Okay. One of the big dream of mine is to be able to have enough money that I can like sponsor um, an owl at a pet sanctuary, so that like I can pay like of course, and it's not my owl, but I pay for like all of the whatever the owl needs, and it's fine. And would make me very happy to know that like that a little guy, he's having a better life thanks to me, and sometimes from time to time I can just go and look at him and be like, I pay for your vet bills. uh, would love to do that. That's why like I wouldn't be able to. I love like mice and rats and hamsters and guinea pigs, but I would never be able to have one because they're too small. I can't squeeze them. I need animals that I can squeeze. I have a photo of baby me in rabbit enclosure munching on the lettuce, and the rabbit being absolutely horrified by the fat baby. Oh, that's so funny. Love that though. Gotta run for the salad. Uh, that is so funny. Did you grow up with rabbits or something? Uh, mm. I'm just imagining the baby being like, I need lettuce. My vitamins, I need them. That's good though. I feel like lettuce is one of those like foods that you can really just have more. It's fine. It'll be better for you. It's hydration. It's mostly water anyway. I spent like a third of my childhood with grandma in rural area with animals. That is so cool. I've always been a city person. Yes, but it's who cares? It's fine. I understood what you said, therefore it's fine. Um, I've always been like a city kid. Never like the hugest cities, but always in cities. So, yeah. And my parents never wanted animals or anything. So, the first time I had the pleasure of living with a cat was when I moved with flatmates, and my flatmate had a cat, and that was one of the greatest discovery of my lives. I mean, not discovery, I knew before, but you know. And my boyfriend parents have cats, and I have had the chance of taking care of them multiple times, and it was great as well. And whenever I go to friends that have cats as well, I'm just like taking in all of the things. My dad used to we used to live near a pet shop, which of course don't shop adopt, but you know, I was small and we didn't buy anything from there anyway. But and they had like, you know, little windows with different like baby animals in the windows, which is horrible in hindsight, but at the time I did not know. And so my dad used to bring me there just to watch the kittens in the windows, and then we'd go back, and I would always have like the little slightest hope that he would get me a cat, and we never did, of course. Um, that was almost cruel, to be fair. Like, you bring a kid and you give them the slight hope that they might get a cat, and then yup, we go back home. I think for him it was just like, oh yeah, he loves cats. Let's just bring him see the cats and stuff. Nothing more, but that was my like birthday and Christmas list for years and years and years. Yeah, that's cruel. I since then became vegan, but I don't miss steak or cheese. I grew up on chicken hearts and beef kidneys. Oh, I mean, yeah, if you check as well, I feel like that's the kind of cuisine that has more of those animal parts. I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian because in France, if you don't live in the capital, it's kind of really hard to be vegan. And since I don't have really the means for, if I had more money, I would probably. But since I don't really have the means for, I'm just vegetarian. But I've been vegetarian since high school, so been there, done that, you know. And my boyfriend's vegan, so I do eat vegan quite often, to be fair. But yeah, I didn't grow up. I think like my parents were really tame with foods and stuff. I think the worst quote unquote thing I grew up on eating was rabbits. Because I know that like in some countries it's seen as like, what the fuck, what do you mean you eat rabbits? But in France it's kind of like very normalized. There is a very well known like traditional dish made with rabbit, and my grandma used to make it a lot when I was a kid. It was really good. I do miss the taste of meat sometimes, especially, but I more miss fish because I really liked eating fish and the taste of fish and stuff. Because I grew up near the sea, so we had really good fish growing up. So I really miss fish, but not anymore as much. Mostly at the start, like it was harder for me to give up fish than it was to give up meat. I've had a lot of rabbits. I've never had rabbit in a soup. The way I would have it is like with mustard, like you coat the entire rabbit in mustard and you put it in the oven. Like same like rabbit, duck, lamb, those kind of meats that are very tender. I used to really, really like. From time to time, I just get like a weird craving of a very specific kind of meat. But it goes away quite quickly, so it's not like the worst. To be fair. I don't mind not eating. Like, I never ate a lot of meat anyway, you know, so. And I never liked cheese, so that one I don't really care. Yeah, fish diet is nice if you're a meat eater, so much healthier. I'm landlocked. I see, yeah. That's the thing, like, I feel like a lot of people that don't like, because a lot of people don't like fish that much, which I understand, but I feel like one reason why a lot of people don't like fish is also because they haven't had really nice, fresh fish. Like, I used to live, literally, where I lived as a kid, you can't go more south because you fall in the sea, so, and we have Italy really close, to give you, like, an example of where it is, approximately. And, so, like, it was really fresh. Like I had a fish market on my way to school as a kid. When I was in middle school, I had a fish market on my way to school every morning. It was great. But yeah, like the fish was really fresh. So I grew up eating fish like that with no issue. Like whenever I would go to restaurants with my parents and stuff, I would take fish. It wasn't like every day either, you know, but it was like really good quality fish when I had it, so I feel like it makes sense. Like I never had, I mean, except in schools, of course, but that's different. Like school food is different, but I never had like white fish that didn't taste like anything or stuff like that. But I do understand that like in a lot of places, fish isn't going to taste as nice because you're not near the sea, so the fish has to be imported. You don't like cheese? Don't do the shit in the I know. Bestie, I'm a French person that does not like cheese, doesn't eat meat, doesn't smoke, and does not drink. I only have the complaining to my name. I have the complaining in the language. I feel like that's enough. It's fine. It's cool. You'd say that we were nothing, but you know the truth. Family meals have always been an issue. More now than ever, but it's fine because I haven't been in one in a very long time, so they don't need to have that issue. I remember I went to my grandparents not that long ago, like for a week, and I hadn't been at their place for a while, at least not for that long and stuff, and they did not know what to do with me. They kept being like, when we go to the grocery store, take whatever you want, we don't know what you eat as a vegetarian. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's fine. I'll survive. Don't worry. I'll take food. I'll know what to make myself. I had relatives in South Africa, so I traveled there in the 90s and 2000s. Really shaped my politics. Oh, I bet. Whoa. Yeah, I bet. Indeed. That will do things to you, I'm guessing. Because when was the... I'm so bad at history and geography. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. I think what mostly shaped my politics was a mixture of me being queer, me being an art kid, which doesn't always, but does a little bit, I feel. Can a little bit, at least I feel, like, shape your politics. And having autism. And just mixing all of it and being like, I don't understand why people can't be fucking nice to each other, and getting angry about it. But on the better side, it was the most beautiful country I've ever been. I've ever seen. Also, in Cape Town, there was this old Japanese chef, the best meal I've ever had. Ooh, that does sound really nice. I've never been to a country in Africa, I don't think. Because I've never been to Middle East, I've never been to southern countries either. I haven't traveled. To be fair, the only time I went out of Europe was to go to Canada, so I haven't traveled that much. But I do like, that sounds really nice. As someone who loves Japanese food, that does sound really nice. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Because since you were already... I mean, you could have gone as a kid, to be fair. I've only been to Egypt and Tunisia. One of them count as Middle East, right? Yeah. I think Tunisia counts as Middle Eastern. The UNAIDS regional classification of Middle East and North Africa includes 20 country territories: Algeria, Bahrain, Djibouti, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Sudan, Syrian Arab Republic, Tunisia, and United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. So both of them count as Middle Eastern. Ah, you're 24. 34. I am 24. You're 34. Oh, I see. Makes sense. I'm someone who hates the heat, so I've never really been interested in going to countries that have like warmer climates. But I know, like, there's so much to see and learn and stuff there. But I'm also someone that doesn't travel that much if I don't have a reason to go somewhere. If that makes sense. Like, if I don't have someone to visit or somewhere, or like a reason to go somewhere, I won't go. So that's also why I feel. I also don't have the money to travel at the moment, but I only went there because of my family. That makes sense. I don't have any family outside of the country, so. To be fair, I do have family in Corsica, so it's almost out of the country, but they like to think they are, but it isn't within the country. Legally, it is. Yeah, because I asked your age because I was like, I went in the 90s and 2000s. I was like, you had to not be like too young, even if it's like as a family thing or something. especially if like it shaped your politics. I'm like, if you're younger, I don't think it would affect you as much, that kind of thing. I mean, it depends. It depends where you are. It depends where you live. It depends with whom you were and stuff. If like family was affected, it depends on a lot of things. But yeah, because in my brain, I feel like it's very normal. But like in my brain, everyone is around my age until proven otherwise. In Asia, I went night swimming and tangled up in the jellyfish. Oh no! Oh no! At least they were dead. Gotta see the positive in there. My brother used to always get tangled in jellyfish, dead and alive, when we went to the sea as kids. I never got stung, so I'm crossing my fingers I will never. But he would a lot, sadly. Mediterranean Sea, all that. I'm always so worried about that kind of thing. May I ask roughly where you were at sea, like South Riviera? No. I don't mind saying where I lived because I lived there from like being 4 to 11 years old, so I don't live there anymore. But I lived in Nice, which is really close to Cannes, if you see where that is. It's literally, you can go to Italy by bus, so it was the Mediterranean Sea. So I think that's the South. I never know what the South Riviera actually means, because we don't use that term in French, I think. Riviera. Côte d'Azur. Oh yeah, it's there. It was there. It was there. Yeah, because we would say Côte d'Azur, which is the region. So yeah, it was there. Oh, sorry. Here we go. I know France roughly. Nice. I mean, I feel like that area in general people know because, you know, it's where also tourists go, except Paris. Like, you would either go there or you would go to Paris, which makes sense. I remember as a kid, like, in winter and stuff, looking at the usually British or German tourists swimming in the sea. And if you know that, like, if anyone was in the sea during that time of year, there were two chances. It was either a group of old people that swim every day of the year in the sea, and that's just, they have a club, they do that, or it was tourists. Did you ever go to France? Or like anywhere in France? Did you know roughly? If you remember the death of Princess Diana, I was there the day before. That is such a random ass fact. Was I even alive when she died? The death of Princess Diana. I must have. When did she die? I wasn't alive. It was 1997. I'm from 1999. I wasn't alive and my parents weren't in the region either, so. Did she die in France? I'm learning things today. Oh god, that must have been. I mean, you check, so you must not care that much about Princess Diana as a 7-year-old Czech kid, I don't think. But you know. Yeah, I care because fuck the royalty. That, of course. But I mean, when you're 7, I don't know if you already have the gene to be like. I mean, that's one of the things that you can tell I'm irrevocably French for. Is that I am the first one. I mean, I'm not the first one. There are always people that are earlier than me on that, but I am very quick to scream that I want the guillotine to be brought back for Macron. I mean, for the French president. He deserves it. Also, yes, fuck the royalty. I agree on that. I wasn't sad, but it was, but if kind of cool that I was almost there. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. It's kind of like a weird coincidence that you were there when that happened. It's kind of sucks that that was like one of the better ones that died. Like, out of all the ones you could have killed, you killed her. No. I mean, you have all the thing of like it was a ploy and whatever. I don't really know. I don't really care. But you know. I wish it wasn't the one that like was doing good things that died. Would have been good. I was in your Disneyland. It probably shut down before you could visit it. We had a Disneyland in the south? Because I went to the Disneyland we have in Paris, and that of course is still open, but we used to have a Disneyland in the south. My parents aren't very that kind of thing, so I don't know if we even would have went. I think I went to Disneyland as a kid, very very small because I don't remember it, and then I went as an adult, but but the day I went as a kid, it was raining and stuff, so we didn't do much. I have pictures like inside the castle or whatever. I'm riding the TGV, it was really fast. Yeah, I mean, TGV in French is for train à grande vitesse, and so it means very fast train. Train, high speed train. It means high speed train. And then we have more regional trains for like chiller times, which I much prefer because I get sick on the trains. Is there anything on... Wait. Give me a second. Sensor screen. I never know if there's anything on my... No, there's nothing. Okay. Well, that's good to know for future. I wanted to put the luminosity up, but I didn't know if there was anything on the control panel. I still love remembering being at the top of the Eiffel Tower. There was some performer and some American tourists, and that was afraid of heights and was cussing out the performer. Oh no! Poor performer. Didn't do anything, just getting cursed out at the job. I mean, that's... As someone who has... one of my best friends worked in tourism in Paris. Yeah, she had to deal with a lot of that. Sadly. And that sucks. God, American tourists though. Also, I was super sad because I was too small and they didn't let me on the best course in Disneyland. Yeah, that makes sense. That's sad though. That's sad for a kid, but that also makes sense, you know. Got dim rules. Yeah, we went to Disneyland when I was very small, but didn't do anything because it was raining the full day. But also it was like a company trip thing that my dad had, where like they were like, oh, you can send your kids to Disneyland or some shit. I don't know. But I just have a picture within the castle with Mickey and Minnie. So that's cool, I guess. It was much more fun when I went back as an adult though. Space Mountain, yeah. Because when I went back, my friend used to work at Disneyland, so we went after it was closed. It was an employees and guests only party, so not party but like evening. So I did like the whole thing with her. It was really really fun. It was during Christmas as well, so had the whole Christmas decorations and winter decorations up, and almost no one was there because it was employees and like invitations only. So that was a really good evening. Like I think that's the best way I could have experienced Disneyland. Of course, all the rides went like on, but since I don't really care for rides, I still did the ones that I would have done if I went for like way less waiting time and with someone I adore. So, you know, extremely fun. The hunting house was sick. Ah, nice. And also didn't give the mouse a single penny, which is always a plus in my book. I mean, it's not true. I did give the mouse a little bit of money when we went to buy food. But except for that, I didn't give any penny to actually get in the park, which is good. Which is fun. Did I do highlights on the other capes? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Good to check. No worries. Yeah. I don't know if I did. I did, I don't know if it was a haunted house. I don't remember, honestly. And they had a lot of things shut down, of course, because they were working under effective, because it was for the employees. So not all the employees were there, obviously. So I don't know. I mostly went to, because I wanted to go at least once, so it was fun. That's good that you had fun. Yes, I mean, yeah, 7-year-old. For sure, for sure, for sure. That's the goal if you bring your kid to Disney, at least that they have fun. And it's good memories, so, you know. I feel like it's also a good thing if, like, still as an adult you can be like, I had a lot of fun this time. Fully still counts. Because you're also paying for that to be able to then be like, well, I had a lot of fun when I went and stuff. I would really like, if I one day get to go to Japan, which I hope I can at some day, I'd love to go to the Ghibli Park and the Ghibli Museum. Like, I know it's not going to be like a big adventure park thing, but that would be a lot of fun, I think. The Nintendo one I'm less sure about, but the Ghibli one I would really want to go. Do you have a favorite Ghibli film? Don't have to pick one. Yeah, I have multiple favorite ones, don't worry. Well, okay, so Miyazaki, if we only talk about Miyazaki, my two favorites are House Moving Castle and The Wind Rises. And if we're just expanding to all of Ghibli, you add Whisper of the Heart to that. Which is... And they all three are like battling my spot for like favorite movie ever. For a long time I said that like House of Castle was my favorite movie forever and ever and ever, but those two, it's hard. Still need to see the World War II one? Ugh. I know, I saw it when it came out in cinema, so I was... Like, I really love animation so much. Like, to give you an example, I saw The Boy and the Heron 4 times in cinema. And I don't go to the cinema often, so I really went with everyone that I could think of to this fucking movie to see it 4 times. But yeah, and I saw The Wind Rises also in cinema. It was the first time I saw a Ghibli movie in cinema. And I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I do really love it. Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, and Noizga. Good picks, good picks. I mean, I feel like with Ghibli movies, you can't really have a bad pick. You know? Oh, the World War II one, you meant Porco Rosso. I haven't seen that one either. I thought you meant The Wind Rises because it's also about World War II. That's why I commented on it. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like it because it's a lot less fantasy. It's a lot more down to earth. But when you know that Miyazaki wanted to be I was going to say an astronaut. No, he wanted to be a pilot, but he couldn't because of his bad eyesight. And that's basically the same thing that happened to this dude that became aviation engineer because he had bad eyesight but wanted to be a pilot. And then he mixes it with a book, a fictional book. He mixes like 2 stories into one of an actual guy that existed and one of that book. To make that movie, but he always makes adaptation, so that makes sense. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like the fact that it wasn't as fantasy and stuff, but I have an extreme soft spot for stories about artists struggling for, I think, obvious reasons, and so hit me right in the heart. And that's kind of why I also love the Wind, not Whisper of the Heart, also so much. Hull is interesting because it's an adaptation of a Western book. Yeah, most of his books are adaptation of his movies are adaptation of Western books. Ponyo is an adaptation of The Little Mermaid. Chihiro is kind of an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland. Howl is adaptation of the book of the same name. The Boy and the Heron is an adaptation of a Japanese book, I believe. Nausicaa isn't an adaptation of anything. It's an adaptation of the manga that he wrote himself, so... and I don't know if Mononoke is an adaptation of anything. It's probably of a Japanese myth, for sure. Of, like, Wolf Girl or whatever. It is extremely Japanese. I mean, all of these movies are, for sure, but... Yes. It's very on tradition and stuff. Oh, you mean like more adaptation in a Western context of a Western books? Yes. He hasn't done that as much. Fun fact, you probably know this because I feel like it's quite known, but it is a French city that he went to and like they drew a lot of. That then became the city that you see in Howl's Moving Castle. It's a French city. And you can go there, and you have all of the houses and stuff that are very similar or the same. I really want to go there. I know it's a little place that doesn't have much to do, but I kind of really want to go there. And all of the part of France that's near Germany is kind of like that energy, so makes sense. No worries. Take your time. I mean, of course. Ça marche ça. Oui, ça va. Hop. Okay, so nice. Okay. I don't know if I have. Yeah, I definitely won't have the time to finish this tonight, but I want to have hope that I can. I haven't watched all of the Ghibli. I have. Porco Rosso is the only Miyazaki I have not seen. And Ghibli wise, I know there's a few I haven't watched. I haven't watched Grave of the Fireflies. I haven't watched Ocean's Waves. I haven't watched. I'm sure there's a bunch I haven't seen. I haven't watched the like. Is like the witch one? Not Kiki, but like the witch flower or the flower of the witch. I don't know if that one is a Ghibli, but if it is, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen the one in 3D either. This is a bunch I haven't seen. I did like Nausicaa. I haven't seen it in a very long time, so I don't remember much of it anymore. It is really cool. I remember when I saw Nausicaa, I think at some point I watched either Nausicaa or The Castle in the Sky, but I think it was Nausicaa, just before I went to see The Wind Rises, and it was really crazy to me how much the way he paints clouds has evolved. Both are gorgeous, but you can really see how far he's gone, and like, ooh. Especially with The Wind Rises, where everything is in the sky, so you see clouds a lot. It's the first you watch? Nice. It's a good first one, I think. It's also the first movie he's ever made. I mean, not the first he's ever made. He's done like stuff before, but never like in Ghibli. It's the first Ghibli movie. I think the first I watched, it was either House of Castle or it was Kiki. Kiki's a Witch. You gotta watch The Red Total, made by Europeans, specifically. Made by French people, I believe. I believe it's a French movie. The Red Turtle. I've heard good things. La Tortue Rouge. Yeah, it's French. Immediately. I've heard good things, yeah. Here we go. We are... I need to stop clicking there when I go back to my OBS. We love being everywhere, when I tell you. To be fair, French people... France... I can speak sometimes. France is a country that's very big on animation, so we have kind of like stuff everywhere. Like the Illumination Studio is a French studio. The Forti Studio, which made Arcane, is a French studio. But yeah, I need to. In general, I just need to. It's the kind of thing where you just need to watch all the ones you haven't watched yet. I think I haven't seen anything by the son of Miyazaki either. I know it's not too the standard. Since it doesn't have speech, it's harder to tell it's French. But the characters are kind of like Tintin. Fun fact: Tintin is Belgian. He's not French. I mean, the character I think is French, but it's made by Belgian comics artist. Yeah, but the only reason I knew that is because I remember seeing the poster for it with the French title on it, which is it's the same. It's the Red Turtle, but I remember seeing it in French, and I was like, I think it's French. I'm sure I've heard of this before. Shit, French racism. Yes. We love, to be fair, French people love us appropriating Belgian comics and stuff and saying that it's theirs. And we have a whole part of comics that you call French Belgian comics, which is an old style of comics and stuff. And we love to like pretend that we are the Belgian ones are also ours, even when they're not. Yeah, I'll try to check it out if I remember. I'm very bad at remembering, but I'll try. It is on my list already for sure because, you know, Ghibli and stuff. And animation in general. One of my favorite animated movies. But there is not a number, no order. Yeah, I get that for sure. I used to really much want to like graduate everything and be like, this is my favorite, and stuff as a kid or as a teen. But now I'm a lot more like, here is a list of my favorites. You will not have an order. I do not know. I just enjoy them all a lot. Here you go. And I made those lists multiple times because, you know, you have tags and stuff online. It's fun to do. And most of the time, a lot of them are animated movies. To the top. And I remember I had one of them where I was like, I promise I also like live action movies. My top is just right now extremely animation focused. Because it had been like just after Spider-Verse was released as well, I think, so. And I'm a weeb. I mean, I'm not as much as a weeb as I used to be when I grew up, but I grew up watching a lot of anime, reading a lot of manga. So of course I had a lot of anime films that I really liked. That I had seen, so. I think like out of like maybe 5 or 6 movies in that list, I'm like 4 were animation. Because then I was like, I can't just not put that movie. Do you have any recommendation or anything animated? I mean, it depends what you like in a movie, but well, if you haven't seen Whisper of the Heart, I always recommend it. If you've seen The Cat Returns, basically, Whisper of the Heart is the story of the girl that wrote The Cat Returns. The thing is, Whisper of the Heart, I feel like can seem a little childish love story, but to me it's more than that. Well, in that case, I had the Spider-Verse movies, of course, incredible, but I feel like everyone has seen Spider-Verse so far, as they should. A lot. I'm just really happy with just cute little gay stories. So I had Gyokusei in there, but same is a cute little gay story. It's just very sweet. Because I love romances. Nice. You'll tell me if you like it. But yeah, if you've seen the... Because I feel like a lot of people have seen The Cat Returns, but almost no one has fucking seen The Whisper of the Heart. My beloved. But yeah, it's the story of the girl. And if you see Lo-Fi Girl. If you see what that is, like the animation, it's based on Whisper of the Heart. It's an animation from Whisper of the Heart that was redrew and reanimated with the character of Lo-Fi Girl, but the OG like girly pop at her desk working is from Whisper of the Heart. The second one, I said yes, I'll type that out for you guys. Gyoku. Wait, let me recheck because I never know how it's written. Gyokusei. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Also, it's nice to have shorter movies. Here we go. Copy, paste. Hopla. You're welcome. Paste. Here we go. If you like volleyball, and you haven't seen the Haikyuu, and you have seen Haikyuu, watch the Haikyuu movie. It's really good. Even if you don't like volleyball. But yeah, it's very cute. It's just the story of two boys falling in love in high school. But the style is very particular. Like, I haven't seen many mangas with that art style, but it's really nice. It's like, it really works. And it's a very short movie, so if you don't like it, you don't have to go to sit for it for a long time. And it's like refreshing also to have just a cute little gay story when you don't have as much focus on homophobia and on accepting that you're gay within it, which I understand why a lot of them do. It's important that they do, but as someone who has accepted that I'm gay, I'm getting tired of those. I'm just like, let me get the fluff. I don't care about you realizing that, like, it's horrible, and I get it, but also I'm a bit, I've been dead on that, so I haven't seen it yet. Haikyuu is a thing for sure. The thing with Haikyuu is that a lot of people can just look at it and be like, well, it's a volleyball anime. How good can it be? Well, it's pretty damn good, to the point where it's honestly, I think, one of the best, one of the best animes I've seen, ever. It's just perfect, and I can't say anything bad about it, honestly. And I don't like sports. I do not care for sports. But that I cared very much. Let me look up that store. Ooh, I haven't read it or seen it, but the style, I'm sure I've seen that somewhere. Apocalyptic philosophy, basically. Fun! But yeah, I saw a meme recently that was very funny of someone being like, the mangaka from Haikyuu teaching all of the people that do shonen how to write endings because none of them can. Because the end of Haikyuu is extremely good, and when you compare it to the end of a lot of shonen mangas, God, they need to learn how to write endings. And I get it, they're not trained to write endings, they're trained to write arcs that go on and on and on and on and on, because there are publication systems that work like that. But God, I wish they were trained for that. Yeah, I put it on the side. I'll see. Thank you. Same, it's the kind of thing, like, I keep it in the side of my head, and I will come back to it at some point, but I cannot guarantee you when. Ah. There you go. Ugh, I hate with sandals. But I'm happy that we're having... Oh, I haven't done this part. I'll need to do that afterwards. I'm happy that right now I feel like we're having a really nice resurgence of a lot of really good manga and anime coming out. I feel like we kind of had a little empty bowl at some point. And now it's coming back with so many good titles and stuff, so I'm very happy. It's not homework, no. Yeah, I know, don't worry. It's just that I try to like keep little mental notes of stuff that I'm interested in. Because I'm like, even if I'm not... Like, it doesn't cost me anything to just check it out and see if I like it. And if I don't, I don't. But if I do, it's fun. You know? I feel better if I just feel better if I recommend something. I feel like that's very kind of like, I was going to say Southern grandparents, but I know it's a thing in other countries too. But like, you know, when you go to a grandparent's place or like a family's place or even a friend's place, depends who you're going to, and they're like, I need to feed you because if you don't have food in you, I'm going to be sad and feel like a bad host. It feels similar to this. I am someone a bit like that. I'm like, do you need anything? Please. But I like recommending stuff as well, so I get that. I just stare at people and ask them if they've played Ace Attorney before, and if the answer is no, I will tell them to play Ace Attorney. Except, like, there are multiple people I wouldn't say to play Ace Attorney because it's not a game for them, but in general. No, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm happy to yap with you. I'm very happy to yap with you, and I would draw as quickly as I am drawing right now, yapping or not yapping, so. Like I said last time, if I don't feel like talking, I wouldn't talk. But also, if I didn't feel like talking to people, I would probably also just not be streaming. Hopla. Hate sandals. The fuck is this? I love some Dead Space music. Nice. If one day I ever decide to make a comic in which one or multiple of the characters just wear sandals, please stop me. Because I hate this. To be fair, if it's only black and white, it would be fine. But because I feel like I have tendencies to decide to do random shit like that. So I'm just having not a hard time, but I'm just hating myself drawing the sandals because it's annoying to me. I'm just looking at it and just trying to get through it quickly, and I'm like, I hate this. I hate every second of this. It's very detailed, but not in a fun way. It's kind of hard to explain, I'm realizing. Here we go. You stared into sandals and sandals stared back very much. That is very much what happened to me. To be fair, at least they don't look bad, so that I'm fine with. Because it's very much the kind of energy that I'm just looking at it, I'm like, I feel like the end, it won't look that good. I'm going to spend so much time doing this repetitive thing that I don't like doing. And I need to do. There's always at least one step of the painting that you gotta hate. Or else it's not a painting. I mean, it makes sense. It reminds you of Mononoke. There's a girly... I mean, there's a boar here. There's a wolf here. She's riding the wolf with a spear that looks kind of like Mononoke's spear. Like the clothes are kind of reminiscent as well because they're very flowy fabric stuff. Makes sense, makes sense. God, talking about Mononoke, earlier I saw... Oh, that made me so angry. I saw a guy on Twitter that was like, I've always dreamed of seeing a live-action remake of Mononoke, which horrible idea from the get-go. And was like, I made a trailer in AI. And I haven't clicked on it because I cannot see that. I cannot give him a view. I don't want to. But just the cover image looks so shit, and it makes me so angry. Like, I'd rather... I mean, it would have been less disrespectful to Miyazaki if you went to his place and shat on his doormat than to do this. Ugh. Sandals representing the destructive nature of humanity. If that's a reference to something, I do not have it. But I do love symbolism, if that's an actual symbolism somewhere in something. People need to stop doing live action based on animation and reverse it. Yes, please. It makes me so angry that as a culture we're still not past the idea of like animation is a lesser medium. Because it's not, but also the amount of movies and like adaptations that would be like original movies and adaptations that would be thousands of times better if they were animated as animations rather than as live actions, but they get live actions, and it makes me so deeply angry. I'm very happy because there's a book I really like that's getting an adaptation soon, and the book is first of all getting adapted by one of the Wachowski sisters, so first green flag for what it is, because it's a trans horror book, but also I saw that it was going to be animated, and I was so fucking happy, because I was so scared it was going to be live action, because it would make no sense for it to be. But yeah, like, stop doing adaptations of fantasy books and stuff live action. Do them in animation, please, I beg of you. The magic will look so much better. Animation is so less likely to fuck up if you do things that would require CGI. Yeah, exactly. It's all, like, I get it. It's more expensive, it's more time consuming, a lot of things, but also it works better for what you want it to be. Like, the One Piece live action is great so far. They're doing great. It looks very fun. It was not needed, and I am annoyed that it was even something that happened. I'm very happy about it existing because it's a really good show. I don't think it should exist. Like, I would rather we never had it, and animation was respected as its own medium, and we didn't feel the need to make a fucking live action out of it, more than anything else. Like, if it's something like they do in Asia, where they take mangas and they make live actions out of it, but they're mostly doing that with slice of lives and romances and stuff, that I understand. Like, there's no, like, big thing that would make no sense to not be animated. Like, and you usually have the animation and the drama being hand in hand, and not really, like, one against the other. Where in Western culture, it's very much like, oh, you're doing good enough, so we're going to grace your presence with a live action movie. It's like, fuck off. Yeah, at this point, I don't even know. At this point, I don't even know if it's more expensive. Like, I've seen League of Legends say they wanted to start doing a live action Arcane, and I'm like, shh, stop. You have Arcane revolutionized the world of animation in so many ways, like Spider-Verse did. Keep it at that. It's going to be shit either way. I get annoyed, sorry. Yeah, Arcane has badly unlimited budgets. I'm so excited for the second season. I'm so happy, both for Arcane and for Spider-Verse, that they kept kind of like pushing to take their time to finish it and stuff, because they deserve it. They deserve to take as much time as they want on these. Please do. The Animators Guild is still, you know, like, on strike and stuff. Like, I would wait 10 more years for these if they needed 10 more years. Like, I do not care. But yeah, I'm very excited for season 2 of Arcane. Very excited for what they do in the future, because they're going to do more shows from League of Legends, but, like, not the same characters. So I'm very excited for that. And I'm also very excited for Studio 40, so the studio that does Arcane. They have released a poster for a show that's going to be Ellen of Sparta. And it looks dope, and I am extremely excited. It looks right up my alley, so I'm really want to watch that whenever they end up doing that, because that looks so cool. When I saw the very first trailer of Spider-Verse, I was going, oh, it's going to be the best Spider-Man thing ever. And it is! And it is! I'm a bit of a Spider-Man nerd. I don't know a lot about Spider-Man, but I identify with him violently. And and I love him a lot. And Spider-Verse makes me so happy. I'm so excited for the third movie. And it was, yeah. Like, I am a Peter Parker nerd in general, and I love the Tom Holland movies. Since you're a bit older, it might be a bit controversial to say that. I've never seen the original ones with don't remember his name, but yeah, you know, the OG ones. I have seen the Amazing Spider-Man ones, and I really like Andrew Garfield, so I really like him as well. But I really like Tom Holland, and I started watching Marvel for Tom Holland, basically for his Spider-Man, and like it's very good, but it doesn't come near to what Spider-Verse is. It will never come near to what Spider-Verse is. It's just so good. Especially as someone who loves animation, it's just... Homecoming was good. It is good Spider-Man. Yeah. Also, I understand that for me, they came out when I was a teen and stuff, so very comfort movie for sure. And he was so transcoded, so it helped me. As a trans person, I was like, I identify to you. You are so transcoded. I love that for you. Like, I do agree with the sentiment that a lot of people seem to have, which is that Tobey Maguire was a great Peter, not as great as a Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man, but not a great Peter Parker, and Tom Holland is a good middle ground. I do agree with that. Yeah, a young Spider-Man was really refreshing. Because he was his age when they did the first movie, basically. He was like 17, 18, I think, when they did the first movie. I think Tobey was likable, but not a very good Peter/Spider-Man in my opinion. Like I said, I never saw the Tobey Maguire movies, so I can't really give an opinion. But just I don't know. I don't want to watch them. Like, I've only seen him in the Far From Home movie. Because every time I saw clips of him, I was like, I cannot believe he's supposed to be playing a teenager. So I refused to watch it. Which is fine. I don't need to. Yeah, I know they're very fun though. I know like a lot of people really, really love them and grew up on them, but I don't think I appreciate them as much because I didn't. And to me, I already have my headcanon of who my Peter Parkers are and stuff. One thing I dream of, but will never happen, and honestly, I don't even care if it does that much anymore, is that I really want a red trio with the dad of also Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, Deadpool, and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I think that would be so fun, but I don't think they'll do it. And I think if they do it, they'll probably do it badly. So I don't even know if I want them to do it. But that would be so fun. Because I also really love Daredevil, and I love Spidey Pool. The energy that they have is really cute. Amazing Spider-Man 2 it's my most hated movie. I understand that. I've rewatched it. It's bad. It's so bad. But I remember I went to see the Amazing Spider-Man 2 in cinemas, and I remember at the time as a kid being like, this was bad. And my friend looking at me and being like, you didn't like it because you didn't see the first one. And I was like, I think it was still bad though. I don't think that changes anything. The only good thing about The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is music. It's On Again by Alicia Keys. That's the only good thing that came out of this movie. It's so bad. I rewatched the first one even, and the first one is shit as well. I love Andrew Garfield with my whole heart. He's amazing. Like, he looks really nice, and he's really funny. But God, the writing in those movies are bad. Amazing Spider-Man 1 was really decent on the second one. Come on. Yeah. I think both were bad. The second one was worse, but both were bad. Like, it really makes me laugh when I see people be like hating on the Tom Holland ones and acting like the Amazing Spider-Man was just masterpiece of cinema. When I think the Tom Holland ones were at least better written. They're at least like okay comfort movies, you know. Even if I went out of the last one being really annoyed at all of the plot holes, it still stood itself up, and I almost screamed in the cinema seeing Daredevil. So, you know, I have my... It was worth it for me. Everyone was so hyped about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield potentially being in it that everyone glossed over the fact that Daredevil was in it. And I care very deeply about that specific Daredevil because I loved the show as a teen. And I'm very excited for the new Daredevil movie. Of course, I won't be seeing it in cinema. I will be seeing it by other means, if you know what I mean. But because fuck them, fuck Marvel, fuck Disney. But I love him so much. So I saw him and I almost exploded in the cinema. And I was with a friend that did not see Daredevil anything. So I looked at him. I was like, "It's Daredevil! It's Daredevil! It's Daredevil!" That of Electric Eel welding Jimmy Fox's teeth together. I'm gonna smack you. Yeah, that I fully understand. Ugh, it's so bad. And also, like, I hate that they keep, like, the whole drama around Andrew Garfield being like, I don't mind a gay or bi Spider-Man. I think the new love interest should be gay or bi. And them stopping just after that and not letting him have a third movie. That's criminal. I don't care if that movie was going to be bad. I wanted him to kiss a guy. Andrew Garfield loves doing that. Let him do it. Yeah, exactly. It's simple but solid. It works. I think all three of them do. You don't seem to agree, and I'm fine with that. They have their issues, but overall, they work as movies, I think. Yeah, Tom Holland is a really good actor, honestly. I have seen him only in, like, I've seen a little bit of Cherry, but I didn't like the movie, so I didn't watch the full thing. And I've seen clips from, like, the show he did about a person with DID. I don't know if I want to watch it. I've seen mixed reviews on that. And I've heard he's really good in the play he's doing right now, the Romeo and Juliet play. So, people, like, talk of Tom Holland like he's a one-hit wonder, but, like, maybe let him do whatever the fuck he wants. He clearly, like, he's a good actor. Give him time. Like, he'll do bigger things. It's fine. And if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to either. Ugh. People act like if an actor doesn't have, like, a hit movie every year, they're shit at their job. Like, he's been doing, like, charity stuff and things, like... Leave him the fuck alone. You like the newest live-action Spider-Man? Yeah. Far From Home, yes. Far From Home, okay. Far From Home, I really was happy seeing my guy Daredevil. I really was happy to see Andrew Garfield. I liked the movie overall. I was waiting for them to make it make sense, and they didn't, and that did piss me off, and I came out of the movie being annoyed at the fact that there was many plot holes. But overall, I liked it. I liked how they broke my heart at the end. I understood why he did not talk to them at the end and stuff. And I am too invested in that specific Spider-Man for me not to have liked this movie. I think, like, they could have done... Except if the movie was truly shit, I could not have hated this movie, I think. Because I identified too much to the character. Far From Home is fun, yeah. And No Way Home. Yeah, because it's Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. Far From Home is fun. I remember watching it a few times. Homecoming is the one I've watched the most. Far From Home is very goofy, but they also, like, deal with the death of Tony Parker and stuff, which is fun. Tony Parker? Wait, Iron Man. Tony Stark. Tony Parker is a basketball player. I need to sleep more at night. Yeah, Far From Home is the Mysterio one. Far From Home is Mysterio. No Way Home is Doctor Strange and the three Spider-Mans. Which is kind of funny because I cannot have a person I hate in each of them. I have no one I hate in Homecoming, but I don't really like Jake Gyllenhaal. He hasn't done anything to me. I just don't like his vibe. He's a bit creepy. Because of his dating history is suspicious. So I was, like, watching Mysterio being like, I don't like you. And I hate Benedict Cumberbatch. So No Way Home, I was so happy he's not that much in it. I was like, you're just in here from time to time. I'm fine with that. Please don't come more often. I hate you. And then seeing Spider-Man beat him up, I was so happy. Yeah, I did take Ferris in Prague. That's true. I forgot. Yeah, they went on a school trip to Prague. We give grants to movies makers. Also, Prague looks good. Yes. Truly. I mean, I feel like a lot of cities do that. But it depends. I feel like it's like cities that often have movies in them. There's one of two things. It's either they're going to be doing a little bit of an ad for the city in a way, or they're trying to make it pass it as another city. Like they use Manchester a lot to make New York, I think, or something like that. And they have like a few places they go to try to be like, we filmed there, and actually no. Does that make sense? Like Australia and New Zealand and stuff. They do that a lot in New Zealand. I give points for Far From Home for the Mary Jane to obviously know Peter Spider-Man. I don't remember her character's name. Yeah, MG. They just called her MG. Like her full name is it's Michelle Jones, I think. Her full name, but they call her MG in the movie. Yeah, Zendaya's character. Zendaya's really likable as well. Like they make such a cute couple. She's great. Yeah. God, I remember when it came out that her character's name was MJ, and they were all like, and everyone's like, oh my god, they're making Mary James Black. And it's like, fuck off. First of all, if they did, good for her. Second of all, they didn't even do that. They just called her MJ, but her name is not Mary Jane. Ugh. She has to be ginger. Do you know that? Hair dye exists. Please, I beg you. They started shooting it, Homecoming. Yeah. They started dating. No, in Homecoming, he starts dating the girl that's the daughter of the Falcon dude, of the Vulture. I can't remember her name, but her. Lizzie or something like that. And then he starts getting a crush on MJ, and then they start dating in Far From Home, in Prague. Oh, the actors, yeah, probably. I think so, yeah. I'm lore. I'm deep in the lore. Yeah, the actors, I think so. I think they started dating in Homecoming. It's very funny. There's an intimacy coach that like says they always tell the Spider-Man and Mary Janes to, or like actors that play like the love interest, to not date each other, and they always fucking end up dating each other. Like so far, all 3 times they've done it, all 3 times there's been dating, which is very fun. Like, cause Andrew Garfield dated Emma Stone. I don't know the name for girly for Tobey Maguire, but they dated as well, and now Zendaya and Tom Holland. Even though those two have been dating for a lot longer than the rest of the couples, I feel like had dated at the time. So good for them, because a lot of people were like, "It's PR, it's PR." What PR would last this long? Calm down. Also, another movie I'd recommend when you talk about comic comic book movies. Hellboy. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Hellboy. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen that many movies in my life, sadly. Something I always say I want to remedy and then I never do anything about it. Or like I watch 2 movies and then I stop. What did I watch last time I had a movie thing? I don't remember. I have tried a few movies and didn't like them and didn't finish them, but that doesn't count. Go a little bit more here. Okay. What's Hellboy from? Is it Dark Horse Comics? Is it something else? Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, it's Dark Horse. Nice. Nice. And of course, Guillermo del Toro. Carl Roden. There's a Rasputin character that helps the Nazis. It's a Czech actor. I drank with him in Prague. He loved working with Del Toro. That is so random. Love that word. Let me Google his name. Carl Roden. That's so funky. That's such a mix of everything. Have I seen him in something? Wait. Did he play in... Yeah. I don't know. His face was familiar, but he must just look like another actor. I've seen stuff of. Nice. That's nice that he was nice though. It's good when people be people. I feel like it's a lot of case with like Northern European actors that then break on in like big movies like that. They usually are very chill, I feel like the Mads Mikkelsen kind of energy. I was paying that night, so maybe he was nicer. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he knew. Maybe he was like, well, I can be nicer a little bit. That's fine. Nah. It's usually people like that are like they do big movies, but they're not like big movie stars. If that makes sense. They can be a bit more chill because they don't have like they don't. I'm guessing get like stopped and stuff as often, and they can kind of live quote unquote regular lives. I feel like that's like the best thing as an actor. Like the best thing that can happen. Like you work your craft, you do what you love, but you're not like known enough or like famous enough that people are annoying to you. Yeah, I know it's much more rich than you, but it's always nice to save a buck, you know? Even if, you know, always nice to have a little bit of saving on something. Like to get offered a drink or something. It's always nice, I feel. Exactly, the gesture counts, I think. It's always a paradox, right? It's like when you have a lot of money and you're well known and stuff, you're like, well, I have a lot of money, so I can pay a lot of things, but then you end up getting offered a lot of things by people because of what you do, and then you just spend even less money. Like if you're an influencer and you're getting like free video games and stuff. Oh, he was in the first Mission. I haven't seen Mission Impossible. What have I seen? It's a good question. God. Like an extra. Nice. What did I do for... Ok, donc c'est... Ok. Hop là. Du coup, ça fait ça. Ensuite, là il y a la twist et ensuite ça. Ok. Ça s'en sort. Ok. Here we go. Mission Impossible, the first one is funny because as a Czech, you see these super famous Czech actors in the background as extra. Ah, I bet. I see what you mean. Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds very fun. Wasn't there... I might be mixing it with something else, but wasn't there a Mission Impossible movie where a villain is French or something? But then they fucking hired a Canadian actor, and so he has a Quebecois accent. Except the Quebecois accent in France sounds very funny to us. So it broke the entire like immersion for anyone that was watching it in France in like the original language, because everyone was like, I cannot take him as a villain. Doesn't work. I can't remember if it was Mission Impossible or something else. I don't know if you'd have the reference to that. The answer to that. No, Mission Impossible. I haven't seen any of them, so I don't know if it's one of them that has that. Don't ring a bell? Might have been another. It was an espionage movie like Mission Impossible, so that's why I was like, maybe it was that. I do not know. But they love to do that. They love to take, like, for French villains or whatever, they love to take people from Canada, except, like, the accent breaks everything for us, so cannot take him seriously anymore. They love to either take people from Canada or they love to take... which is fine, but just make them from Canada. Don't make them French. Or they love to take people that speak a little bit of French, but with a very heavy English accent. And so you're like, Bessie, you're not from France. Please stop. I didn't see the new one, but the first one still holds up for sure. Oh, nice. They're kind of the same genre of movies, I feel like, but I really want to watch the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, because I really, really, really liked him in Knives Out, so I want to see more of him. And I was like, I should do that. And I heard they're good movies as well, so you know. 2 in 1. I was one of the people that said Daniel Craig would be great back in the day, and I was fucking right. You were. He is. He's amazing. I'm very excited for the movie Queer to come out by Lucas Guadagnino. Because Daniel Craig is going to be in it, and it's going to be fun. Because he has shown us in the Knives Out movies that he can play a gay man very well, so I don't know why he shouldn't do it again. And also, it's Lucas Guadagnino. He does beautiful movies. Would love to see that. I'm very excited to see it when it comes out. Challengers was so good. I saw none of them. I saw none of the James Bond movies, but I would like to see the ones with Daniel Craig in it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Casino Royale. Mostly. I mean, if I watch them, I'll watch whichever is the first one and then, you know, go in order of that. But yeah, I think I saw Knives Out and I was like, oh, Daniel Craig is very funky. I love him. And then I saw like a clip or two on TikTok of James Bond, of his James Bond movies. His James Bond movies, and I was like, oh, it's funky, I see, nice. Just the first 20 minutes, wow, ooh, that's intriguing. Nice, that was really good. His accent was atrocious. I bet I have no point of reference for South African accents, so I cannot bet on that. I'm just happy he's doing a funky little accent. I love the movie so much that I'm happy to see past that. But yeah, since you have family there, it makes sense that you would know. I didn't like Glass Onion as much as Knives Out, but they're both really, really good. I'm extremely excited for the third movie though, because it has multiple actors that I really like. It has Andrew Scott, which I love him so much, and it has Patrick what's his name? Wait. Not Patrick. Patrick is the name of the character in Challengers. Patrick Challengers actor. Josh O'Connor. It has Josh O'Connor as well, playing a priest. So I'm very excited. He's actually South American. I thought he was supposed to play a South African person with Benoit Blanc. Benoit Blanc. I heard that somewhere. Ah, the south of the USA. Ah, I see. Wait. I must have misread something there. Where is Benoit Blanc from? Supposed to be from? Yeah, Southern. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. Bad. I was sure I read South Africa somewhere, but I must have misread South America. Well, you learn something every day. Because since I am shit at accents in general, that are not French accents, because those I'm fine. I can do. I can recognize and stuff. But in English, I have a few, but I don't have many that I'm like, okay, yeah, that I get. And so being like, this is a good one, this is a bad one, I don't. I just go with the flow. My brain just won't accept his accent with his face. That's valid. But I had fun with the movie. Yeah. And it's such a beautiful movie as well. Like, the shots and stuff are always so pretty. It's really like every second you can like stop the movie and like paint that, and that works, which I immensely appreciate. Yeah, Glass Onion I liked a little less though. But that's mostly me because I love like old mansions and old houses and stuff, so Knives Out was for me, you know. And also like the whole COVID commentary was good, but I didn't really want to have that commentary at that point. So it's more of a personal thing. It's still a really good movie though. Here we go. Okay. But yeah, the third one I'm so excited. I saw him first in British movies, and people were like, Bond can be blonde. I was like, you fools, he's a great Bond. I was right. Yeah, you were right on that one, 100%. God. And now they're like, Bond can be black. Or Bond can be a woman. They never change. God. Let stuff be fun. Like, who cares? You don't want Bond to be blonde? Watch the other Bond movies. You have so many of them already. And the same with everything. Like, oh, you don't want this to happen? Guess what? The original movie is still there and will never leave. It's so tiring to see actors and actresses get harassed again and again and again on those bullshit, and now when they do castings, they will whitewash people again. I mean, they've never really stopped, but now they don't really care anymore, even. Like the Wuthering Heights adaptation that they're going to do, where they're casting Heathcliff as a white man. It's like, okay, let's go, I guess. Dorian Gray isn't gay anymore, and Heathcliff is white. Everything's fine. Not sure if people understand the whole point. Is just a number and it's Secret Service and it's disposable. Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you care? He's a fictional character. Like, who cares? I really liked. I know I looked it up because I wasn't sure if it was a theory or not, but I do really like the theory of him. Like, the name and the number stay, but it's a different person each time. So you can replace him with other people depending on where you need him. Yeah, exactly. Like the number 007, like it's fine. Or they also could start doing movies about other agents, like, but within the James Bond universe. That could also be a thing. Because like Idris, what's his last name? I am so bad with name, as you might have guessed. Idris Elba was rumored. I don't know if it's been only rumors or more than rumors, but was rumored to be the next James Bond, and people were so annoying at that when he looks perfectly like someone that could play James Bond. Like, God, you had a plethora of white men. Let people have fun. Literally in Casino Royale, he's like the only white dude in the opening. You can't cast a black dude. What are you talking about? Oh, that's so funny. God, the same bullshit that happened with the Little Mermaid and stuff. Like, we love the whole logic of it being in the Caribbean, and we love the whole aesthetic of all the fishes being from the Caribbean, but God forbid it's a fucking Caribbean girl playing her. also it's so sad as well that so many times it's new up and coming actors that get the like big, I feel like, part of those harassment campaigns, because I feel like a lot of the time those new roles are played by actors that are not yet in the industry that well known and stuff, if known at all. Like that happened with Rachel Ziegler, that happened with the girl that played Little Mermaid, I forgot her name, happened with Amandla, forgot her last name, for the Star Wars show. Like, it's all those young like women or femme presenting people that are taking black that are taking like, or POC in general, because Rachel Ziegler is Latina, I think, that are taking like the upfront of those harassment campaigns, and the studios aren't giving a single fuck about like protecting them. It feels like it's really always like sending them to fucking war for the movies and stuff, and they just have to face the harassment the whole time. Not white, such woke. Like literally. Well, recently we got like Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know the name. I know no names of nothing that I do not consume. But this game, and the new one is going to be played. The main character is going to be played by Erika Ishii, which absolutely love them. And because she is femme presenting, like extremely queer, extremely outspoken advocate, like people are ripping her. And the good thing though is that since Erika Ishii is beloved on the internet, people are fighting back, which makes me extremely happy. And they're like, oh, you can play a woman. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. Actually, you can. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. Guess what? You don't have to. Yeah, it's basically that. The other day I saw people were annoyed at a game because of the character creator of the game. They were like, I'm not going to play this game because you can be non-binary in the character creation, or you can do this and this in the character creation. It's like, if you don't want to do these things, you're not forced to. Just don't do them. And let people that want those do them. It doesn't affect you. Ugh. Some people deserve to have bad days, and they won't have them, and that upsets me. Like, it's so many people being like annoyed about stuff that does not matter or wouldn't matter to them but would matter to a lot of other people. I realize that people are like, I'm not racist. What you need to do is ask them, is racism bad and why, so you can skip the NPC dialogue. Oh, that's so funny. You can skip the NPC dialogue. I mean, I've gotten good. I mean, I have the very, very easy and nice trends card, which means that I will know very quickly the position of someone on those kind of politics, you know? Usually they reveal themselves to me, I don't need to ask. You know? Yeah, they fully just start justifying racism. Yes, fully. It is truly so unnerving. People are hiding less and less those days, being like racist fucks and stuff, and it's very saddening. Like people you'd expect of favoring racism, don't ask them if they are against it. They don't even know, just present fascist arguments and they're like, hell yeah. It's extremely true. People don't even know what they're saying anymore. God. Education is really low those days and it makes me sad. Because like I have of course the very real privilege of I'm white, so it at the end of the day I'm not going to be the one that suffers from it. And I'm white in a very white country as well, so you know I won't have issues for that, but it really sucks. Don't you hear? I got a second of pause when I was reading that. Did you hear? Why is it so pressed? Ugh. Literally, the other day, I was watching the video of a young girl. She was my age. Of a girl that was talking of her going to. Basically, she was going to a family reunion thing, and it was in like a covenant, and so she was saying how all of the white Catholics, Christians were very, very like racist and stuff, and how she was glad that this time at least she didn't have to go through them being like that, because people weren't really talking to her this year. And of course there was like one person in the comment that was like, well, I'm white and a Christian and a lesbian, so those exist. And I replied being like, yeah, we're not saying they don't, but if you don't feel like it applies to you, then why are you annoyed? Like, this is about statistics. This is not about like saying all whites or saying all this or all that. It's about statistics. And someone replied to me being like, that's discrimination. And I was like, no, it's not. It's really not. If you think white people are oppressed in Europe, you really don't know what it's like to be oppressed. Gods. And I'm talking, of course, just on the reason of being white, not because of any other thing. Yes, if you have other factors, you will get discriminated against, but that's not. But you being white is not going to be the factor you're discriminated against for. And you're going to be discriminated against less thanks to that, actually. The funniest is when US liberals are like, can't we all be racist like Europeans? I'm like, what? Be not racist like Europeans? I'm like, what? Like, yeah, the thing is, racism in the US and racism in Europe are so different. They're both very bad, but they're both really different and work in different ways. And I think we should just not have either. But yeah, it is crazy that a country that is like, you can take your gun and do horrible things with that, and that is happening, is like, we shouldn't be racist like Europeans are. Bestie, you're not better. I hate to tell you that. God. I mean, it's a whole thing, right? It's the issue when in the US, what they believe to be the left is actually still on the right in most European countries. You know there's already an issue. Like, the liberals from the left. Bestie, the liberals are not leftists. I hate to tell you that. The liberals are still right wing. I mean, France is trying to do the same and trying to make us believe that the normal left is alt-right, is like the equivalent of the alt-right. It's like, Bessie, that's not even the hard left. That is the chill left. Calm down. Sounds like a joke, and I wish, but my Slovakian friends are like, thanks for not being racist, but fuck those Hungarians. Hungarians then say that about Ukrainians extra. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, is that more xenophobia or is that more racism? Because etymologically, since it's on the base of race and stuff, I mean, I guess, because I don't know much about Slavic countries and stuff, so I don't want to assume and just spew bullshit. Because I was just going to say like most of y'all are just white, but I'm guessing there's differences like in stuff. Xenophobia, but basically racism. I see. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. French people can be very much like that with other European countries, but we're a bit more chill, I feel. Like, it's mostly like football shit. It's not actual. Like, I don't think anyone would actually be shitty on the base of just that. It's based on nations, but the xenophobes view nations as races. I see. I see what you mean for sure. I read something that was really interesting on the fact that, like, a lot of course, racists and alt-right and stuff are using, like, the whole, like, oh, we don't really have true French people anymore. When, I don't know if it's the same for Czech Republic and Hungary and stuff, but at least for France, I'm guessing not, because France is very specific in that. Basically, France is a mix of so many different ethnicities that were there thousands of years ago and hundreds of years ago. Like, we have Celts, we have Britons, we have Italians, like people that would be considered Italians. Like, we have a bunch of different little smaller things, like in lots of different countries, you know. So I'm guessing it's the same in a lot of different countries. You don't have a true French person because that doesn't exist, because they would be that identity did not exist at the time. It was either you were Briton, or either you were Celt, or you were from Gaul. I don't know if you say that in English. Gaul, I think, would still work. Like, they were, or you were a Frank. Like, there were a lot of different ones that then just made France, because it's just the territories that ended up being reunited under the Kingdom of France. And so that whole thing is full bullshit, because that does not exist. If you go back to, like, just ethnics and roots and stuff, the French thing doesn't exist, because it's just a mix of a bunch of different ones. And, like, it's so... And, like, the country and the nation and stuff has done such a work of erasing that to try to just put everyone under the French banner, that now you have those kind of speeches that are just dead on wrong, and it's extremely sad, because they're just erasing more and more identities, like languages and everything, for that kind of agenda. It's really sad. In the West and South, it's anti-African racism. Central and Eastern Europe, it's anti-Roma. That is very true. Yes, and the UK is anti-Asia, usually. Also anti-Africa, but you know, because of the whole colonization and stuff. Yeah, it's very much... I feel like it's always kind of the same thing of, like, it depends on whomst you colonized in the past and whomst the native of your land were. Yeah, I'm guessing anti-Ukrainian. Yeah, it's very who was colonized and who were the natives. And those two, haha. Like, it's what always... Because France is very anti-Middle Eastern right now. and always, not right now, but always, and anti-Africa in general, but the Middle Eastern people are getting, I feel like, the most of it. And the thing is, why are there so many Middle Eastern people in France? Because we got them, we brought them back so that we had cheap labor. Like, you can't be angry at people that are here because of you. Like, people hear Russian accent, Czech speaking though. Motherfucker, fling, let's that's, I'm so sorry. I'm very lucky I kind of like passed, I mean, that kind of thing. Because I have, do I want to talk about this? I'm realizing now, like, do I want to talk about this right now? Maybe not. Maybe another time. But yeah, I'm just basic white, so I got nothing. Thankfully. Ukrainian friends has to talk me down from jumping these assholes. I bet. Let's just say, no, actually I don't give a fuck. No. No, I was going to add to the thing. I wasn't going to delete it from it, don't worry. I don't mind. I like speaking politics. Actually I don't give a fuck, let's go. I'm not Jewish, but my grandpa was. And because of what happened in the 1940s, that identity has been fully erased from my family, basically. And so I have visually attributes that could be quote-unquote cloaked as Jewish in other places of the world. But because I live in France and everyone has a big-ass nose and has those attributes because of other reasons, I never got issues, and I'm very lucky about that. Because I know that my dad had issues with that when he was younger. So yeah. And also my mom is the whitest person ever, so that also got diluted in that, if that makes sense. Oh, anti-Semitism in France is rancid. It's so bad. Well, it's not nearly as bad as Islamophobia right now, and people are using it as an excuse to be Islamophobic. Islamophobia is the worst it can be right now in France, I think, like legitimately. And the thing is, during the 1940s, France was the country that was the most. So we got invaded by the Germans, and we were very happy about it in a way. Most people were neutral, but if you want to get an idea of how bad it was, basically the Germans, the Nazis. I'm going to say the Germans, so I don't say that word too often because Twitch. The forces, the armed forces, didn't ask for kids or women. They only wanted the men. Guess who gave them as many kids and women they could find that they did not fucking ask for? Guess who was, actually no, take them. Literally had to be like, we not asking for them. Yeah, but we want you to have them. Yeah, so that's great. So now there's a lot less Jewish people in France because of all of that, basically. So I think like it's also like less common to see Jewish people up and about. Like until I had left France, I had never seen someone with a kippah out and about. To give you an example. But yeah, there's reasons. I think it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. I can imagine if you put percentages of Islamophobia and anti-Semitism, you don't have to, of course. Yeah, the thing, like I said, the thing is like I have had many friends that were Muslim or were from Muslim families in France and stuff, and not at all anything from people that were Jewish, or at least vocally Jewish. So I couldn't tell you. But I'm guessing they don't like them either. But yeah, to give you an example to how bad Islamophobia is in France right now, you're not allowed to wear, in schools, you're not allowed to wear a hijab. You're not allowed to wear a burkini on the beach anymore. They want, I can't remember if it's passed or not, but they wanted to make sure that also when you're in a public swimming pool, you're not allowed to have the hijab equivalent to go swimming in. And they're slowly trying to make sure that it's just not legal to wear a fucking hijab in France, basically. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of made noise, but I didn't know if they were... Like, because the school thing has been for a very long time in schools. It's been, like, when I was in schools, we had that, and I never knew French school without that law. And basically, I remember telling my boyfriend who's from the UK, and he was like, what do you mean you force people to take out their hijabs before they go to school? And I was like, yeah. Freedom of religion. It's like, that's not how that works. I was like, true, that's not how that works, but okay. But yeah, there's been multiple people getting murdered by the police and by other people. But yeah, it's really, really bad. We're kind of like trying to escape the worst, but the president is also trying to do a coup d'etat, so we'll see what we do about that. You know? And France is very, very pro-Israel, so... You know, yeah. Literally, the president is lying about giving them weapons. It's very tiring. And, yeah, there would be a lot to add with a lot of things. But yeah, I feel like Jewish people in France are very, very, discreet. Either because there are not that many of them, or because they've learned to be, and it's not a good thing, you know? And most times I hear about Jewish people in France is to make anti-Semitic jokes, and that has been the case in most of my life in France. And I'm fine with it because I'm not Jewish, you know? I have Jewish family stuff, but I've never been Jewish. I've never had really any contact with the faith or the culture or anything. But it does suck still when the only thing you knew about Jewish people growing up is either a history lesson or jokes about World War II. And now it's mostly jokes about, you know, world theories shit, you know, on the cover. I'm not a tanky by any stretch, but in elementary we found Soviet flags from the Soviet era, and some guys put them in flowers in windows, and some old lady called the police on us. That's funny. Oh god, let kids have fun. Let kids have fun. Yeah, I depart from a lot of leftists on the anti-Jewish stuff. Yeah, it's quite annoying. Basically, well, it's quite annoying because Israel and Zionists are not Jewish. I mean, they are, but that's not true Jewish faith. Most Jewish people that have 2 brain cells are anti-Israel, so... And that they would know if they looked into shit. And actually, most of Jewish people actually did not want that state to be built and anything to happen there. And also, a lot of Jewish people are also, you know, Arab and Middle Eastern and stuff, so... There's 2 big branches, and one of them is not white. So it really sucks. And I know that because that's the branch that my grandpa was from. But yeah, it's like, it's kind of... Jewish people are one of, like, the people that have been discriminated against for the longest in Europe. And you have traces of it everywhere. And when you start speaking to people about anti-Semitism, when I started to learn about it, it is really sad to see how much people are like, nah, that's just basic stuff. Like, it can't come from that. It can't be that far. It's like, no, it is. It actually is. It actually really very much is. And it's really sad that it's gotten to a point where now people are so dumb on all sides that when you see a Jewish person, you have to check what the belief is about what's happening right now, because you can be very disappointed very quickly. But also, you have to remember to remind people that that's not what being Jewish is about, and not all Jewish people are like that. What an era we live in. And that most Zionists are not Jewish, and that most Zionists want Jewish people to die, so. You know. Chill. What I love that came from that religion is racist Christians not wanting to admit that Jesus was a brown guy. Exactly. I always love the fact that the Jesus that they think, the way that they think that Jesus looks like is just Leonardo da Vinci being gay. That makes me laugh a lot. Because that's just a portrait of his lover that he painted as Jesus because he was very gay. It's like, hello. So he did not look like that, and also that's just someone being extremely queer. Yeah, like, if it has been said times and times again, and that is very true, that if Jesus came back today, Christians would not like him. Actually, I don't love it. I kind of hate it, but it's a bit funny. It is funny. One of my proudest things in life, I mean, I'm not proud of it at all because I don't care, and it's not actually my fault, but one of the things that I find very funny is that I went to, as a class trip, we went to Rome and the Vatican, and when I was in middle school, and I went to a Catholic middle school, and so we went to see the Pope and stuff. Like, we went to actual, like, prayers and stuff by the Pope. And we came back, and on our way back from Italy and from the Vatican, that was the day the Pope called it quits and left and decided to retire. And we saw the last prayer thing of that Pope. And when we went back to that school, all the teachers were like, what the fuck did you do that he decided to resign when you were here? And I love to think in my little brain that somehow we did something. And that was the one thing too much for him. And that's why he decided to leave. I'm not a radical guy much, but I do think the Catholic Church needs to be obliterated. I am a radical person, and I do think that as well. I am very radical in my beliefs. And the more time passes, the more radical I get, because... Ugh. Usually you mellow with age. I don't know if I'll do that. Sounds boring. No, I agree. I fully agree. Like, it is wild the amount of states that claim to be to not have a religion, but still are fundamentally just like doing what they can to be guided by the Catholic Church. But that's not moral, but that's not good by God. You are supposed to be non-religious. Shut the fuck up. The whole principle is you let people do what the fuck they want, and you leave them alone. God. I also, it makes me laugh a lot that you started your sentence with "I'm not a radical guy much," but just before you, while we've been talking about radical leftist points for like the past hour, I find that extremely funny to me. If anybody needs to get democracy by tanks rolling in, it's fucking radical. True, that's very true. Like, you want to play dress up, that's fully fine, but don't act like it's actually anything meaningful. Also, they just like keep trying to get like slightly more like cool with stuff to try to not lose people. So they were like, yeah, you can be gay, but you still cannot be trans. And I'm like, bestie, shut the fuck up. I don't care about your opinion on my life. Please. You think I had radical leftist points? Well, it's sad to say, but yes. Nowadays, when you just say I want people to be sensible, stop being racist, stop being colonialistic pieces of shit, and make sense, it's now a radical leftist point. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Yeah, now basically saying I want people to not die is a radical leftist point, so you know. I think people should be able to live in peace. Yeah, no. That's a fascist thing to say. From people's standards nowadays. No, I don't like the top layer of highlights. I'll just leave it like this. I think that's better. But also, I don't think I'm particularly good at politics. I'm not the person that's the most knowledgeable about politics. I just try to keep myself informed and lead towards a way that doesn't mean discriminating others. And that's usually the way that screams at the government and tells them they're shitheads. Because they are. I'm not great at politics, but I argue very well. I made some people vegan. I didn't even try to. I feel like I'm quite similar. I don't think I'm good at politics. I don't think I argue very well, though. But that's because I have no memory of anything, so it really sucks because I will have arguments, but I will not have the actual stats or the actual reference of the thing or the name of the people or the numbers associated with them because I cannot remember them to save my life. Except when it comes to very specific topics that I do know a lot about. But politics overall, I am not good at arguing in, I think. And that's why I also hate that people consider just queer ethics to be politics, because they are in a way, but that shouldn't be. Because I can give you, like, I will not be able to give you exact numbers, but I can give you stats, I can give you stuff on that. Because when you queer, you just learn that you have to defend yourself against stupid assholes. And so you learn a lot of info on that, and I was also a bit obsessed with queer stuff for a very long time, and still a bit so that makes you remember stuff. Yeah, it's so funny, I think, how people really, when you're vegan or vegetarian for that matter, people really feel like they have to justify themselves to you. You'll just be there being like, well, I don't eat animal products anymore because of X, Y, and Z, and just be chill about it, and they'll be like, yes, but my meat. It's like, I don't care what you do. I legitimately do not care. The amount of people I've had just try to make jokes or justify themselves for eating meat in front of me, and I'm like, I could not care less. what you do with your body and your ethics is yours and yours only. I really don't care. Why are you why are you being annoying right now? We were talking about the Roma people. I have Roma friends that are queer, so it's even harder. It's similar to the US for black people. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, non-white people in general. Yeah, I've heard. Roma people really are getting the worst of it in some countries. No, that's not what I wanted. Here you are. Here we are. All the girlies are done. I need to do animals now. Save me. I'll go get my references. Yeah, I agree. Though, Roma people really are not having a great time. Well, just from the fact it's one of those communities. It's just like people really are horrible too. And since they're not as talked about in some other countries, people just look at it and like, well, it's fine if I'm the worst asshole on earth about this. It's like, no, it's not. Please shut the fuck up. A friend is like 1000% trans guy. From what we talked about, like, no doubt, even if I was a transphobe. Oh, sorry, you're ending. No. I'm not ending. I was getting my stuff, yeah. Because I have to go through the iPad and stuff, so just in case I blur the screen, I put my sensor screen for when I need to put stuff on the screen and change things. Don't worry, I'm not ending. Not yet. But yeah, what about the trans person? Couldn't argue even if I was transphobic. That is a great argument. I couldn't argue. Yeah, I was just looking for the pretty horse picture. This is okay. And from his talked about, you can't argue he's a man, but because of the climate, the people I offered to call him he, nobody else did. Ugh, that fucking sucks. I'm quite quote unquote lucky that I'm in a country where people at least understand kind of and are at least trying to do stuff. Because I know that in Nordic countries it's not. I mean, depending on which, but Eastern European countries it's not the best. To say kindly. I could, but only when we were alone. Yeah. Like, just the fact that I legally have been able to change my name, change my gender marker on my papers. I have access to testosterone. People still misgender me because I don't really pass. But, you know. I've had, like... I outed myself in schools and stuff. Not in, like, high school, but in art school. So, like, superior education. And I never had face-to-face really a conversation with someone that was really, really horrible to me. I've had people not really understand and, like, ask weird questions, but very, like, wanting to learn and wanting to understand. So it's very simple to just, like, explain and be like, oh, this is this and this is that. So I'm very thankful to that because it's getting worse and worse. But I'm not really... Like, people at least don't seem to clock me outside, so I've never had issues. And he was so relieved. It broke my fucking heart. Ah, poor him. That breaks my heart too. Like, I wish it was easier. Like, I truly do. It is. It's getting worse. It's great. Yeah, because of politics, of course. France is kind of like trying to go to the alt-right route. We don't have a J.K. Rowling issue, but they are trying to. We have TERFs that are trying to become the next J.K. Rowling in France, that have written like a book that got published that is horribly transphobic. They are trying to get that kind of thing. There are people getting killed and stuff. But it's mostly trans women, as it always the case, sadly. Trans men are more like left alone, and like I said, I don't really pass, so people are quite just like ignoring me, so it's good. I know only a single Polish person, but that's fucking Hellscape. Yeah, I've heard. Poland is not good. Like, I feel bad complaining knowing what other countries have to go through, you know, but just because it's bad somewhere else doesn't mean you shouldn't try to get it better for your country as well. But yeah, in the UK it's getting worse, in France it's getting worse. But since I don't go outside a lot and I don't talk to people a lot, I'm thankfully not the victim. But to give you an example, like, it was a bit tiring. It wasn't like the meanest thing, but it was a bit tiring. The other day I went to the pharmacy to get my testosterone, as you do. And literally next to me there was a woman trying to get some medication for her husband, I think. And basically she was talking to the pharmacist, and I could hear because we were like really close, right? And basically I am like, the only thing that could get me like clocked as a trans guy is the fact that I have a beard, a bit of a beard, but I wear a mask outside, so you can't see my beard. And so usually it's just like misgendering, but it's okay. I get it. I understand. It's annoying for me, but I understand why it's the case, you know? And she was next to me and she was complaining because basically they couldn't get her thing reimbursed because the doctor fucked up the prescription, whatever. And at some point, like, she turned to me, like, she turned just in general, and she was like, I'm not sexist, which is already a great start. I'm not sexist, but like, nowadays they reimburse sex changes, so, and they can't fucking reimburse medication, and it's like, that has nothing to do with this. And it was, I think, comically very funny that I was next to her trying to get my testosterone. None of the pharmacists there are all very kind and have never been anything but kind to me, so I know that they don't have issues with that in that pharmacy. And and I go there like every month, so you know, I see them a lot. And they were all so like, not adding anything. It's like, okay, great, thank you, ma'am. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to make anything like happen, but I was so tempted to turn to her and to say, actually no. As you can see, I am paying $60 for this bottle of testosterone, and if I wanted to have quote unquote a sex change, that would cost me a lot more money. UK is pretty bad, yeah. France, of course, but you didn't elect Le Pen, at least. Yeah, we were close. The thing is, right, we elected Macron, which is slightly less worse. The thing is, right now Macron is trying to do a coup d'etat and trying to get power. At the last election, we voted to have a leftist government, so we should be having leftist ministers right now. Right now, we have only right-wing ministers that were elected because Macron just looked at us and decided to just not do it. So we're trying to destitute him. I hope it happens. I have very little faith, but I hope it happens because it's being anti-constitutional. And those ministers have the same or worse politics as Le Pen, basically. Like, he only elected anti-gay marriage, anti-everything people, so it's great. French Karens, classic, truly. And I felt bad for her because, like, clearly it's like her husband is really sick because she has to get him like his meds and stuff. seemed to be like a chronic issue. I get that, you know, I understand. But, like, girly pop, it's not the trans people's fault. It's the government. I didn't do shit and I don't get my T reimbursed. So, like, if I want to get my top surgery, it's going to be like 5 to 10k. Worry not, I am paying. But the will of the people is pretty left, I hope, at least economically. We're trying. The thing is, those elections, what happened is, for the European elections that we had, we elected far right, which is horrible. And so in response to that, Macron decided to dissolve the assembly, and which is basically our Senate. And we had a pretty left-leaning government there. So it was great. You know, but he decided to undo that so that potentially more from his party would be there. What happened is that it ended up being mostly leftists elected because of an alliance between his party and the left to combat, you know, the alt-right. The thing is, he then fully has ignored it. We have given him like a potential first minister, and he said no, because she won't let me fuck up the retirement age and the minimum wage. And then he acted like it was the left's fault, even though the left has been nothing but trying to cooperate with him and work with him. He's refused anything. Like, he even refused to just meet with the girl that they wanted to be as prime minister. And first he was like, yeah, but I don't want any ministers from the left. And they said, okay, no ministers from the left, only the prime minister. And then he said, yeah, but she's going to not want to do my laws. And it's like, yeah, Basti, that's what people voted for. And so right now we have a fully right-wing government, which is why we're trying to get him off, because that is not really legal. Because usually it's like the parliament and like the assembly, the number of seats depends who the prime minister is going to be. And since Macron didn't like, he played on words saying like, you didn't really have a majority, except we did, but we didn't have a full majority, so that like it doesn't count, which is not how that works. It's a bit all over the place. But yeah, right now the left is trying to destitute him because he's being unconstitutional. So we'll see what happens. In my country, I'm fucked because I have to vote Pirates, which are kind of suck them. It's pretty moderate, but the actual suck them party is fucking racist, crazy, Russian controlled. Yeah. You don't have it. Like, I don't envy you either. I feel like there's better than... Some places are better than others. That's fully true for sure. Like, you have levels of fuckness. But I feel like right now, it is really complicated to go into a country that is not fully fucked in at least one way. And that is really sad. There's not like one country that's just chilling, you know? Just people are happy, having a good time. Yeah, at my election, I had to vote for the guy that was from the president's party because since I did an alliance with the left, it was either you had someone from the left or someone from his party to vote for your region, and I had to vote for him, and I wasn't happy about it, but I had to. So, you know. For the assembly thing. I literally have to argue with gay Roma pub owner to throw out a little Nazi with swastika ring that's Kling rifle scope on the table. Ugh. Thanks, capitalism, truly. Gods. Can you have weapons in your country? In Czech Republic? I guess not, but the rifle comment made me question things. Because I don't know at all, like, gun laws and stuff. You can? Okay, I see. But as a process, I'm not anti-gun ownership, just screen people. I'm anti-gun. I think people shouldn't be allowed to have stuff that potentially make you kill someone else. But the thing is, for it to work, you would need the police to also not have it. But also, I understand from your point of view why you're not anti-gun ownership, because the state of it is very different where you are to where I am. So I understand your point of view on that, but yeah, I just don't agree. In France, we literally in France, the only people allowed to have guns are police and if you have a hunting license. And just with that, people are still like getting hurt and getting killed and getting abusive over the guns and stuff. So, you know, I'm not a commie. I don't like capitalism, but I don't want to remove it. Just restrict it. The same with guns. Well, I am very much for the breakage of the full system and start from zero, because I think there's nothing good that can come out of capitalism. Honestly. But also, I don't believe humans would ever be able to do something like that. Because I don't think there would be enough quote-unquote goodwill in the world for people to just actually be nice to each other. You think some kind of revolution would be too brutal? I understand that. I think it would be really hard, but I do think that this is the French point of view, right? For the French states, I think the Fifth Republic has been a bit too long, and I think we need to refurbish shit. So, people have been talking about revolution for a while. If it happens, I wouldn't be displeased, because I think shit needs to be reworked, because the system is just not working. But like I said, like on a global scale, I don't think it would work because of how the world has been constructed. Sadly. But ideally, it would be the best thing, I think. Honestly, I do believe that sadly, it's very defeatist and like negative way to think, but I do believe that we've come too far in a society right now where we would be able to go in a healthy way back. And I kind of think that the only way we could get really better, like overall, like globally, would be if there was something extremely wrong happening that had to refurbish the entire world and people forced to be kind, but I don't think that will ever happen. I'm kind of pro-authority, but imposed on the politicians. It's too hard to control with corruption. Yeah. Corruption sucks. Corruption fucking sucks. In France, we have one of the richest people in the world, and that dude is not paying his taxes, and his son is dating a K-pop idol. And people have the fucking guts to say, leave them alone, they're so cute together, they're a cute couple, what do you have against him just because he doesn't look like a model? That is not the issue. I wish he would pay his fucking taxes. He could solve poverty, he could solve famine in the world, but instead he decides to just give, sell weapons amongst other things, and have a control on the whole French economical and political scale. The problem with revolution is there are so many bad faith actors. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I agree on that. That's why I was saying I don't think it would work, because I think it would be really hard to manage to do anything where someone doesn't take the power and goes mad with it. That's why I said like the only way anything could work is if like it really, really got extremely bad, and probably most of the fucking world population died, and then people feel forced to be kind to each other for any reason or another. But I don't think that will happen. I think we will still be fucked to the end of time now. I think it's too late. Because the society we have created is made for that. And we can't... I will always, like, be trying to go for the better and try to talk on, like, what I think would be making stuff better in general. Like, if I see a politician, not a politician, but like a measure that I think would make the world better, I will always like be like, okay, yeah, let's go do that. But I don't think there will be enough time or enough people of good faith with power to be able to make any changes that would be enough to make the world good in at least my lifetime, and in any lifetime, because we're too fucked and too dipped in it. I think there was a window for education, but the amount of lies, that's why people are too much now. Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing is, like, there's too much everywhere. Like, people are just of bad faith everywhere, and people are just dumb also in general, because they've gotten, like, lied to so much and believe those lies. Like, you would need, like, even with the scenarios I've said where, like, a lot of people have died and shit, if it's the wrong people that died, you go back to the fucked system, you know? Like, it's really easy. So yeah, it's kind of just like trying to live a day at a time and like, what could potentially make this better? Okay, let's try this, let's try this. This could help these people, let's try this then. And trying to do like little by little. And if it only makes the world like slightly a better place, that will at least be a little bit of a win. But overall, like, humanity is too fucked to become a good place to live in, if you're not hyper rich. Unfortunately, a lot of people gravitate toward fascism. Even, yeah, there is that kind of turn, sadly. It's really easy, I think, in leftist places, if you don't really understand why you are a leftist, or you don't have enough contacts with people that are discriminated against, like different kind of discrimination and stuff. I think it's really, very sadly, extremely easy to turn into fascism. Like, the best example of it is TERFs. Like, you start with radical feminism, which is not a bad ideology, and then you turn it on its head and you become a fascist. There is that thing in the air, fuck it, burn it down. Yeah. I've seen that a bit everywhere. Like, in France, we've had that for a long time now, because of Macron and everything that has been happening for the past few years. There's clearly been that in the US for a while as well. And I'm sure in other European countries I've heard, like, from my German friends and stuff. He has such silky hair. Very happy with the silky hair of the horse. But yeah. I don't know if we would, though, because right now there's a lot of, like, in France, for example, they don't really leave us any other option if we want any change, but I don't know if people are, like, not too tired for that, is the thing. Because we've had so many fucking, like, marches and everything, and stopping to go work and doing this and doing that, like, that have never been that big, that have never had that many people, that much power, and Macron just ignores them and doesn't respond to them and acts like they didn't happen. So at that point, if we don't fucking go to his door, break it down, and put his fucking desk on fire, I don't know what else will change the system. Because even when we vote, it doesn't work. And it can give you two choices. Either people will revolt and that will, like, spitball fire, and that has happened before in France, or And I'm not talking about the French Revolution, like, of course, the French Revolution, but I'm talking more recent events. Or people will get tired and give up. So I don't know. I'm a moral anti-realist, but I try to fight nihilism even if it's enticing. Same. I feel like I'm very, like, all that I've been saying, I feel like is very in that energy as well. I try to not be too, like, because if you give in too much, then you give up and then you can't help the people that need it. So you gotta try to continue to do stuff. But also, every time I write a story these days, it ends up in a sad, very nihilistic, I think, ending. So hopefully I don't give too much of that in the stories that I will write. But I'll try to stay hopeful. But I think hope can become very, very ironic, and I don't like that. I do actually believe in voting. We just need to mobilize the young people, give them. Yeah, I agree. I do believe in voting. I agree on that. The issue is that when the people in power don't respect the votes, and then it gives the illusion that voting does not work, even though voting does work when done with someone that respects politics and the republic. Like, that's what happened in France. We had record amount of young people going to vote, and it had the results. But like I said, Macron has just been ignoring them and refusing to actually elect people, the people that the French have voted for. Like, you don't know how much I hope that the fucking, like, motion goes through and he gets fucking yeeted out of the fucking Elysee, because I don't think I am a violent person, but this man, swear to God, that is a horrid high. Here we go. There's been a meme that was like, oh, I hope they take all the suffering from this person and give it to this person that deserves it more because this person has been suffering. I hope they get all the suffering from every colonial country that France has ever colonized and give it to Macron. And that would be that would like be on par to all the shit he's been doing. I used to say that, like, the only thing I felt sorry for Macron for is the fact that he got groomed, and now has married pretty much his abuser. But it's hard in my heart now to still find the feeling sorry for him for that, because he's still a victim in that case, but God, you know. I was about to say Macron is such a French word, but then again, everything is so French. You guys obliterated so the letters. Who told you you're not the ones with too many letters? To be fair, it also sounds very French because it sounds like macaron, which is the, like, little cookies things. They're not cookies, but the biscuits, the meringue biscuits with cream in the middle. It is very funny that you say you obliterate 70% of the letters, which makes sense with Czech and those languages, but it's so funny to me because usually in French, people look at French and say, you guys have too many letters in your words. So it's extremely funny to me to see someone say the opposite about the language and be like, you don't have enough letters in your words. Even though we have accents. English doesn't have accents. We kept a little bit. I have a weird relationship with the French language because, of course, grew up French. Whole family speaks French. Speak French on a day-to-day basis. But I'm bilingual in English, and I've learned English mostly on the internet, and I speak to all of my friends in English. Most of the people that I speak to do not speak French. So it kind of feels like a second mother tongue in a way, a language for everything. But sometimes I feel like I'm a different person in both languages, honestly. Also funny that there's a single Czech word with a CZ in it. There isn't a single Czech word, that's funny. Indeed, I agree. That is kind of funny. Your English is great. Thank you. I try. I had the luck to go to an English primary school where I had half of my stuff in French, half of my stuff in English. Like I had math. Did I have math? No, I had math in French. I had biology, geography, and English in English, and I had math, French, and history in French. And then music, we had an Italian teacher, so she tried to teach us some Italian. I don't know anything Italian. And then we also had sports in English, I think. Then I went to a middle school that was in like an English program, so I had more English, and then I got sick of English, so I didn't go to an English program in high school, but instead I fell deep and deep and deep into the pits of the internet, and have not left ever since. And I've always had friends or people that I was talking to that just I spoke to in English, so I had to get better, so I just watched a lot of YouTube. And here we are. Your English is also great, by the way. I had a Canadian tell me that I'm the only Czech she's met that actually does American accent, so I'm the best. Nice. I had the brides on this here. Here we go, like this. To be fair, I haven't met any other Czech person, so I cannot compare anything. Like, I went to Prague once, and I have not socialized with anyone there because I don't socialize in general. But I have to go back to Prague at some point to go to the Mucha. I never know how to say his name. But that museum, because we didn't go, and that is a crime. We went to the big museum that's on like multiple floors and stuff that I don't remember the name of. But we didn't go to the Mucha one, and I was extremely annoyed because I fucking love his work. And we were going on an art trip. That should not be legal to not go. There's a weird stigma, even amongst English speakers in Czech. If you don't sound like Putin, it's a phobe. Sorry, that is so funny. I have, oh, I'm guessing he has a strong accent or something. Not gonna lie, don't think I've ever heard Putin speak English because I don't think I've ever watched, like, it's not something that I seeked out. But I think I get what you mean because in France, we have this thing where basically, if you have a French accent, you suck because you can't speak English correctly. But if you don't have a French accent, then you're trying too hard. So you can never win, and people will make fun of you either way. Basically. I don't really think of what accent I do. I just how the words come to me. So I know that I pronounce some stuff more American, and I know I pronounce some stuff more British. But I'm guessing my accent is starting slowly to veer more British because of my boyfriend, because, you know. But the people that I hear the most speak English are my boyfriend, which he is British, and then my friends, who are German, so, you know. But they don't really have German accents, so. Oh. That cock don't speak English. I just want it to be funny. I see. Same as ours, then. Same as ours. God, his accent is so bad. You'd think they'd get classes with the fucking money load they have. To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen him. Have I ever seen Putin speak? That is a good question. I don't think I really care, to be fair. He can go fuck himself. I think if I didn't know your French, I wouldn't hear it that much, but you're very intelligible. Thank you! I try to be. I mean, to be fair, I've been speaking / training my English since I was 3 years old, so it makes sense. I try to be. I don't mind the compliment at all, but there's one thing that annoys me a lot. Not a lot, but annoyed me when it happened, is that if you don't know I'm French, that's fully fine to then be surprised and be like, oh my god, you do have a good accent, that's fine. But when I started dating my boyfriend, all of his fucking friends were like, oh my god, you speak English so well. And I was like, yeah. Did you think we were speaking in what language? He does not speak French. How did you think we were communicating? Of course I fucking speak English. What do you mean? Did you think we're just like waving at each other from a phone cameras? Like... Looking at the avatar doesn't help, true. I hear myself talking a lot because of video stuff and everything, so, you know. I think I'm my harshest critic on it, on the accent and everything. Because in general, people cannot really tell. Like, I've had multiple times people that did not know that I was French, and I asked them, oh, what do you think? Where do you think I'm from? And whatever. Never gotten French before. Yeah, we are on worst critics when speaking. It's just annoying when I hear Frenchism. Like, it's the same when I speak French, because, of course, when you arrive to a certain level of speaking both languages, you just mix them. You will never have the right word in the right language, but... So I also do Anglicism in French, but... It's extremely annoying to me when I just do so many Frenchisms. I'm just like, ugh. Because there's so many words. If you want to hear me speak French, though, I did do, with a friend, we played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes in French, because he speaks a little bit of French, and so I was guiding him through. That is always very fun. That's fine. I'll just highlight after. I mean, Maybe I made that a little small. I don't care. I won't change it now, but kind of made him look like he has the tiniest little legs. I actually have a little trick. That trick all people that don't know French. I just speak Czech with my French accent. With a French accent, and they all think I speak French. I've seen, like... I have never seen it with a Czech accent, but I have seen someone speak fake French, but with a perfect French accent. And that was impressive. Like, I was just... Those usually don't really work on me, but... I have seen that before, and it's wild. That person knew, like, the sounds that you usually make in French to a T. And so... I was just looking and listening, and I was like... It feels so much like if I was listening closer, I would actually be able to understand what they were saying. I was like, what the fuck? This is so weird. It is a very freaky experience. But yeah. At least I'm able to do a French accent in English perfectly because I know exactly how that works, of course. But it's kind of fun to put on sometimes. You don't even know. I have a speech disability. I can't roll my R's and I don't focus. I sound kind of French. That's funny, yeah. To be fair, we don't like. We're not the language that's because we roll quote unquote our R's, but we don't really roll them. Something that I love to do is making like joking with my boyfriend and rolling my R's at him because I can do it, but he can't because English. And so I'm just like... Our former president, Václav Havel, had it. He had what? Yeah, that's me. Oh, I see, I see. Oh, he had the same speech ability. I see, I see, I see. I hope they didn't. I hope you didn't get like in school or whatever. People making fun of you in comparison to him or something because you had the same thing. I can roll them properly, but sometimes I just can't. My brain, because we do more than like an actual like roll like in Spanish or in Italian. It's a bit different. But it's fun to roll your R's when you can. You got bullied for different reasons? I see. Pretty cum. You continued to put communist flags everywhere. That's why you got bullied as a child. A friend that had the same speech issue became a freaking neo-Nazi. My bad. It was when we stopped talking. I bet. I bet he would stop talking because of that. I'm very thankful that I've never had that issue. But also I don't have many friends, so it helps. At least I don't think anyone I knew went down that path, thankfully. Gods. But I was like already yelling about queer rights. I was already yelling about queer rights in high school, so you know. helps to not have them around me. You talk to only 2 people and you say a lot about queer rights, people will leave you alone. I mean, depends. Not really anymore now. But yeah. Because it's wild to think that when I went to high school, if I went to high school now, I would probably be more bullied than I was in high school. That is wild that that has gotten worse. That is so sad. But also, I did not get bullied in high school, so any kind of level of bullying is more than what I got. We just grew distant when we went to talk and grab a beer. He was just a Nazi. I don't even think he believed it. I argued and he laughed like he didn't believe it. Yeah. Kind of like out of convenience thing, maybe. Which is extremely sad that you can do that out of convenience. Like if you get enrolled in it or something. Also at the time he was a prison guard, yeah. Ooh, that is combo. God, the French government keeps giving me ads to become a prison guard and I am heavily uninterested. But I keep seeing them and I'm like... Because the ad is like, you want to help with the justice? And I'm like, that's not who does that, but okay. Gods. Here we go. I don't know, though, to be fair, I don't know if I prefer the ads for the Marine and slash the Army in general, or the ads for that. I think they both have issues that I don't want to become either. I already regret making a hole in your brain. You didn't make a hole in my brain. What do you mean? Wait, did I miss something? Did I forget about something I said like 2 minutes ago? That happens, so... Making an out. Oh, if you wanna go. Don't worry. Don't feel pressure to like stay on stream if you have to go. Please. No worries, I will. I just mean I constantly type. Oh, no, you're fine, don't worry. Like I said, don't worry about that. I'm debating about myself if I should continue stream or if I should end the stream soonish, because on one hand, usually I do stream until midnight, which was 16 minutes ago, but on the other hand, I want to finish this fucking drawing, and I am not tired, so it's not like I'm staying up, like forcing myself to stay up or anything. So I've been like mentally being like, do I stop or do I not stop? Because like I will continue this off stream if I stop stream now anyway, because I'm on my run for it. So did I finish the horse? No, don't shut up, please. It's nice to talk about stuff. I like talking about stuff. I've told you. Don't worry about that. I'm fine. And like I said, it doesn't take me like more or less time if I'm talking doing it than if I'm not talking doing it. Because when I am alone in my room watching something or just like doing my thing, I will stop myself to do monologues and then go back to drawing. So it's really not changing the amount of time I do whatever I do. So don't worry about that too much. It's more like I've been wanting to do longer streams, but also if I make people get used to doing 3-hour streams, I don't want people to feel like they have to stay because I think it's going to be done soon. So I was just like the mentals of that. I'll stop being. You be who you want to be. That's fully fine. That being said, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll come back and I might just do the board. I'll see. But I think I want to continue because I just want to be done with this, because the animals is the part that I didn't want to do and I'm going to have to do it anyway. But yeah, bathroom break and then I'll be back. And I have, I'm so happy about this. I have my bathroom break animation I didn't have last time. Yeah. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, bathroom break thing. See you later. Ugh. Oh. Well, I guess actually I don't have a choice. Well, I'll do a little bit. I'll leave when my iPad is at 5%. It's so annoying because when I connect my iPad to my computer for this, it does not charge. But my phone, it does. I wish it also did with my iPad, because then we don't have this issue. I don't know why actually it does that, but it would be practical. Not gonna lie. I should try to do a screen share thing another day. The east of the Czech Republic is basically Alabama, and I have relatives there, so I've seen boar's head at dinner. Ugh, no, the little guys. Well, I have family in Corsica, and there's a lot of wild boars there, but I've never seen one when I was there. But I know they're there, and I know they do what's that called? Like dried, like sausages out of it, like dried sausages out of it. Sweet home Alabama. Salami is basically dried sausage. Yeah, true. We have, like, we call it, in French, we call it saucisson. Because, like, salami will then be, like, a specific type of it and stuff. Then you have, like, types of them and stuff. Never liked them, never will. Stopped eating meat anyway. But it's very, like, very French. French people love that. They eat it with cheese on charcuterie boards. It's fun. I mean, it's fun for them, it's not fun for me, but you know. Oh shit, this bar's my favorite brows. Yeah, look at him. It has eyeshadow on. The patterns are so cool, but fuck, are they going to be complicated to do? That was a new thing like 2 years ago. I need to trim my brows. That's what it's like getting old. I don't have very thick brows, so I don't think I'll have that issue. Why do they wait until 30s? That's when the hair starts to grow places, it seems like. I used to shave my brows to have like half brows, bean brows when I was a teen. I'm always tempted to try to see what I would look like with no brows though. But I don't do enough makeup for that, because that could be fun, but ugh. I want to reshape my head though, that I miss. Because I'm losing my hair right now, so I would love to shave my head so that that's not an issue anymore. Not like full shaved, like a buzz cut. Not like with a like, you know. I would like a buzz cut, because I've done that twice before and I liked it twice. Oh, well, here we go. The scar brows. No, I've done that. No, to be fair, I have done the scar thing, but no, like literally like shaving off half of each So you only have like the front half of it, so it looks like they're smaller. I mean, they were smaller because I shaved half of it, but yeah. I usually can. I'm sorry, brother. Become to the Bold Brotherhood. Yeah, I'm starting to. I mean, I'm starting to. I have well started to. Sadly, but you know, we'll see where that goes. Because I am literally thinking of stopping testosterone because of it. Not only because of that, but it is one of the main factors that I'm like, I'm starting. If I stop it here, I'll be fine. But I will have other issues that will come back that I don't want to deal with, but maybe it's worth it. I'm going to see my doctor next month. I will try to make my mind about that before I see him. Yeah, it's testosterone that makes you lose your hair. That's what your body does naturally, and that's what my body is doing via putting gel on my legs every day. And I, of course, have the luck of having my dad's genes being perfectly fine and not like he's starting to bald at 60 years old. And my mom's side, of course, having a lot of hair loss. And my brother having hair loss when he was already a teen. So I knew it was coming because it's the mom's side that gives you the gene. It still sucks. Yeah, testosterone does that. Because you wouldn't have... Okay, I need to stop because my iPad is like, please let me rest. Here we go. Yeah, it's testosterone that makes you lose your hair. But what I'm at it, to give you an example, my hairline before was like this. Like I had like a direct line from my widow's peak to like the side of my hair, and now it's not too bad. That I don't really mind. My issue is I'm starting to bald here, and that I do really mind. That is my issue. And yeah, testosterone does that. But I've had five years on tea. I feel like I've done my years. It's fine. I can stop for now. I'll restart later if I want to. It's here. Ah. But on that note, those are values you have right there. To be fair, it's fine, right? It looks fine, but I am losing, like I said, here, and a lot here is starting to lose as well. So it's kind of like the safe zone for me to be able to stop now. Because if I stop now, then the effects will retract probably, and I will get my hair back. It will grow back. That's the magic with not having natural testosterone. It will come back. But thank you. But yeah, my beard is starting to do as well. So that's the thing, is that if I stop testosterone, the full beard will not come in. It will probably stay how it is now. Well, it's short right now, but you can't really see, but basically it stops like here. So I don't really have a full beard. I mostly have like the bottom half of it. And like under. So I won't have that. But then I get my head hair back. I am mentally trying to see. Yeah, you can basically testosterone. You can really very much like stop taking it and then taking it back years later. You kind of do your own thing. You see with your doctor. There's a lot of people that like get the effects they want and then stop and then decide to go back on it years later. The only thing is that if you stop, I'm going to put myself out of the art tag. Wait, if you stop, effects will come back from estrogens and progesterone. Yeah, pre-puberty matters the most for that kind of thing. But yeah, basically it's effects that were stopped by testosterone I would get back. But some stuff would also stay the same. So it really, like, you have stuff that will come back, yeah, stuff that will go back away. So like, if I stop tea, I will keep my beard. My voice will not go back up because voice is permanent. You have to do voice training if you want to get your voice higher. But hair would come back, for example. Ah, thank you. That's nice. The thing is, you only see me from here. The issue with me not passing is under. The issue with me not passing is very much to do with body language and the rest of my body and stuff like that. And my voice mixed with all that, I know is very fun. It has dropped a lot from before, but still high, which is fine, but you know. I can lower it a little bit, but naturally it sits there. But yeah, because I've had like, and also, like I said, I wear masks outside, so you don't see that. Ah, thank you, that's really nice of you. Because for me it is, like, to be fair, like, I worked in customer service for a while, and while I was there, I did start to get a good third of people gendering me correctly. But I also had longer hair at the time. I didn't have the balding, hadn't started yet. My hair was fuller. Thank you, that's nice. But also that's the thing, you aren't seeing me in the streets, and you are hearing me through the lens of seeing that I am like through the avatars that has like a beard and stuff. So I think it helps as well. And also, like I said, worst critic. Yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking about that right now. It's been on my mind this past few days, so I'll see if I stop or not. Because I can always go back on it later on, and I've been on tea for 5 years, and it does cost me $60 a month. So, can I ask? Is it okay? To say like I couldn't tell. I don't want to be like. Don't worry. It's fine. Basically, the thing is, if you're just discovering someone is trans, it's not the greatest thing to say that. I didn't mind. I didn't get an egg or anything saying it. But most of the time, to people, especially to people you don't really know, don't say that. Because if it's coming from another trans person, it's a bit different. But if it's coming from a cis person, it's kind of like, oh yeah, because cis people and trans people look different, and trans people have a look, and if you don't have that look, then I couldn't tell you're trans. I know you didn't mean it that way, and I didn't take it that way at all, but you know what I mean. Yeah, like at that moment, yeah. It's like if you see, for example, like a transition video from someone online, and the whole fucking page is, I would have never guessed. It's kind of like, yeah, trans people have different looks, and most of the times you cannot tell. You wouldn't be able to tell. So I'd say in general, don't say that. It's fine to think it. But I didn't care. I didn't really mind. But you weren't being a dick, at least here. But also, I'm very open with getting questions on being trans and my transition and stuff, and I've been like that I've kind of been like the trans friends that explains shit to other people for years. So I really don't mind. But I know other people might mind, and that would be fully fine of them to do so. With the Roma trans friends, he was mostly like saying things at me and expecting for me being transphobic. Yeah, I bet, because I think, was he the one that you said was trans mask? I'm guessing he got a lot of transphobia. So kind of like anything that's not that, I'm guessing he's just happy for. Which is very sad, but also glad that you can be that. For sure. I think when you're in front of someone, yeah, especially being amongst other Roma, the thing is, like, text is a bit harder, but face to face, I've gotten really good to knowing when someone is being genuine versus when someone is being a dick on purpose. So, two people telling me, oh, I would have never guessed you were trans. I could very much, like, in front of me, I would be able to tell who is fully being a transphobic piece of shit and who is just genuinely a bit, like, clumsy about it. And the first person, like, the clumsy, I don't care. I'll answer the questions. I'll explain. Like, I've had so many times the question of, like, what is your dead name? So how, like, what stuff. And I really, like, very intrusive stuff, but I don't really care. Like, if it comes from a place of education, I really don't care answering them. If I see it comes from a place of someone being a dick, that's not the same answer. Yeah, that word, like, in French, at least, it's very much only used as a slur, so I won't say it. But I know what you say when you say Roma, don't worry. I feel like in English it's also mostly used as a slur. I've never seen, at least, I don't personally one-on-one know people that are Roma, but online I've only seen people say that we should say Roma rather than that term. So I don't know. I'm guessing there's some people that don't mind it or, like, go by that, but I can't, like, you know. Can't speak for them. Yeah, travelers. Yeah, we have that in French. It's like people from the travel. We use that. Which I think is a good way to say that. I've seen people say Roma because it's well known now. And I've seen people say, in French, people that are traveling. So it's nice. Ba-da-ba-da. There you go. Oh, it's the mic, okay. I was like, why does it keep focusing on focusing? It's the mic. That's why. With that being said, I think I'll stop the live for now because my iPad is charging, so I can't do much more. So, this week, tomorrow I'm going to start playing Myst. I am scared and worried, but I will do my best. My brain isn't very smart, but it will do its best for Myst. And on Sunday we have co-working writing stream, which is going to be probably me editing. I don't know yet. Writing or editing. Thank you for chatting. It's always really nice to have you here. I will put in chat the link to my links and to my Discord if anyone wants to do anything with those. And the links to Zeke and Juno, which are my friends. Go follow them. We love them. With all that being said, I've been awakened by the word I thought you would not. I count on you tomorrow. You will be my helper if I am struggling. I shall go now. Thank you so much for being here. I will be finishing the illustration, and when I'm done with it, I will post it on the Discord, and I will post it on Twitter. Yes, so I'll be going now. Thank you so much for watching. See you all tomorrow if you want to be there tomorrow. Might be a bit late, but I will try to be there. No worries, Dan. No worries. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye.